right. Barry huge pickup for that. That's right.
All right, NFL Network, get to the game. Get to the game, NFL Network.
For kickoff here, we are just about set to do. And with that, we are going to send it now to Arrowhead Stadium.
Von Miller,
Kansas City. Ari Wolf, Trent Green, Kenny Chiefs on the call for the Chiefs broadcast. KSHB in Kansas City.
Harrison Butker to kick it off to Kenneth Branch. And return it for the Browns.
all right, let's get a look at this offense.
And here we go. We'll bring it off the 10. Into the round 15-yard line. Good play there on special teams for Ian Jones. 1st and 10 for the Browns. We do have an injured Brown on the field.
Oh, man, that sucks. Are you serious? Is he hurt?
Getting some medical attention.
Are you serious? Dude.
He's taking the helmet off.
That's not good at all.
It's not the kind of start you want to have. So we're going to step away. Hopefully Grant will
He just got back from injury. That's unreal. That is unreal. Literally the first play back from injury, and it looks like he seriously got injured. That's awful. I really feel for Jakeem Grant there. I don't even know what happened. It looked like a pretty normal play. But it must have re-aggravated that Achilles injury, or maybe there was a minor injury to go with that Achilles injury that got re-aggravated when it went out there. The unfortunate thing about like people in general, but athletes especially, get those serious injuries, it isn't just the one injury you have to worry about, right? There are so many other minor injuries that pop up during your rehab process or during the initial injury that make it hard to come back and play a contact sport like football. And you never know what on that line of things that could get hurt is going to bust, especially when you're, 28, 29, you're not super duper young anymore. It's super unfortunate. Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, you tear your Achilles, and it's not just your Achilles you have to worry about,
That's a tough start to the game.
Pat Mahomes, former teammate with Jakeem Grant.
1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. You can see the emotion for Grant. So disappointed to get through the preseason game.
And the work it takes to come back from that injury, man. That just sucks. Huh. That's an interesting call.
For players to watch, brought to you by T-Mobile.
Well, as you can see on the defense,
Danny Shelton
in the preseason, so he's someone Felix and UD Uzama, the first round pick out of Kansas State, and Jamar Connor has had an outstanding preseason already. He's done an excellent job. Right, Dennis things back now. Talk to us about Connor. This type of preseason that he's
Good rip. Good rip.
Jones with the catch. The Browns want to move quickly.
We're going to hurry up here.
Safety is now the quarterback of the secondary. Who played his college ball in Cincinnati. Spags loves this guy, loves his command of the position, his ability to communicate on the back end. Watson again wants to throw. Looking for Amari Cooper.
That's fine there. You like the look there. You see you get one-on-one on the outside. You're kind of trusting Amari to beat it. If he does, you got the play. If it doesn't, it's first down anyway.
Just right in the hip pocket of Amari Cooper.
Love the size of Joshua Williams, 6'3", 193 pounds. And Jalen Watson, super similar in size as well, 6'2", 197 pounds. Both guys give Coach Andy Reid and Spags the corner position. 2nd and 10.
Oh, wow. Well, that's why he's not going to make the team. That's what, the 4th string running back? What happens here? Yeah, he just doesn't grab it.
As Watson tries handing it off to Wilkins.
Yeah, he just got on the team.
The other side, Chanel's right there to jump on.
Don't love seeing that, but that can happen.
The former Badgers, 2nd-year man.
We got a super chat here from Dark Matter Wolf, who says, me and my friend working while I'm a Browns fan. He's a Chiefs fan. Dog check. Appreciate your super chat, Dark Matter.
Gives it to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he's going to lose.
Jeez.
Well defended by the Browns. Shane Buechele has put together a really solid preseason. Last week, he was flawless. Went 10 for 10, and he had a 15-yard.
Saying so says, when rosters cut down to 53 players, how long of an adjustment is it for new players that might join? Go Browns. It really depends on the player. Some players may have a longer adjustment period. Some players may not. It depends on what they've done in the past and how they. Good play by JOK. Yeah, it depends on what those players have done in the past, where those players have played, what they're used to, what they're being asked to do, what the role is. It really depends. It's a player-by-player thing, you know.
Lyman and then Michael Pirine had an outstanding game last. That's going to make it difficult at running back position. And Smith Marset has stood out every week coming up with plays.
And last week, Pirine averaged 6.8 yards per carry.
Let's get him off the field here.
3rd and long.
Hey, you're aggressive. You're going to get beat on the screen every once in a while. They got slipped there.
Last season, finding different ways to get him the ball out in open space. This time the Browns are bringing pressure. They rush 6. Good timing with the call. Good job of
Jordan K, man. He's a good fundamental player. He just isn't fast enough. If that's Taki, that probably gets slowed down a little bit.
Preseason, the dynamic running back who starred last year, the 7th round pick last year.
Jeez, Dalvin. Jeez, Dalvin.
Zadarius Smith to the outside for the Browns, and he turned in vain to get a hold of Pacheco, but with that speed and strength, Pacheco, it's good to see him back out there. He was in that yellow jersey all of training camp. It was taken off of him this week. Coach Reid was honest with us when we were talking in meetings. He said, listen, I'd love to play him and get him some touches and get him bounced around a little bit before heading into that opener. Good to see him get a touch.
All right, 3rd down.
Well, you have to in that situation when you have a bootleg out to the left.
It's good coverage, good throw though.
As a defender up the field, you better put the brakes on. He had to drop his arm a little bit and sling it in there. Watson with a secure catch. Make this 3rd and short.
Watson last year made the team for a productive preseason. He's a lot to make the team this year. The sixth-year man out of University of Pennsylvania. McKinnon in the game, further short. Rochelle.
All right, get him off the field. They're gonna kick a field goal. Is that Bushell in there or is that Gabbard?
Here comes Harrison Butker. Mahomes listening in to all the play calls, so being intimately involved in the game despite not playing. 32-yard kick coming up for Harrison Butker. Good seventh-year man out of Georgia Tech. Incredible start to his career. In this stadium, he's hit so many big kicks. Now, he tells him he's the whole with his arm around. It is good. But the defense comes up with the turnover.
The more I see, Ray Rag says, the more I see this defensive line play this preseason, the more I get excited about, because they're doing this without Myles Garrett on the field. Yes, sir. Evan says, is Watson bouncing in the pocket a bad thing when he drops back? No, you got to keep your feet active. Every quarterback does that. His pocket mechanics aren't bad. I just think sometimes how he gets to the pocket is a little bit troublesome. Yeah, the defensive line looks really good. They got beat on the one screenplay, especially in the preseason. That's going to be something that you're susceptible to maybe in the regular season. If you're looking for that kind of a thing on 3rd and 13, and you know that's a tendency that Andy Reid likes to go to, you play it a little bit more often. But again, they're not doing film study. They're not studying the tendencies and calling defenses with that in mind against Kansas City this week. They're just kind of out there. So they got beat on that slip. That makes sense. Offensively, I think offensively, Deshaun had one good throw in there. And then Jordan Wilkins fumbled the snap. So you don't really know what you could take from that. I'm excited. Hold up. Yeah, that should show up. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's hidden. Sorry about that. Super chats were hidden for a minute. But like, let's be for real here. That's the trade-off that we wanted the Browns to make, right? If you want the Browns to be aggressive, if you want that defensive line to attack downhill, you're just going to get beat on some slip screens every once in a while. Like, you could do this, like the Browns have done this to Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh gets super aggressive. You could beat them on slip screens. That's just the price of being aggressive.
Preseason football is proudly brought to you by Storage Mart, the official storage provider for Chiefs Kingdom. Discover clean, affordable units in assorted sizes near you. Visit storage-mart.com. Good start for the Chiefs. Get the first turnover of the ball game, turn it into points.
All right, let's see what this drive is here.
First time the fans have been back here at GEHA Field at Arrowhead since the AFC Championship game. It's great to be back here at Arrowhead.
It definitely is. And this being the only season game Chiefs fans have turned out today.
Whoa.
If you cross the 20, get up at the 21-yard line.
Is there something in the field over there?
Come back on the field. You can look at the stadium. Great crowd on hand.
Good start. The defense gets them off the field. They get a turnover, get the Chiefs the ball around midfield, and go down and get 3 points to start this thing off.
All right, we're in empty. Mike point. Clean. Don't it look like he was there early?
Quick injury update, guys. We saw Leo Chanel with a fumble recovery. He has a hip injury, and he is questionable to return.
That's always the difficult part about the preseason, right? The risk of injury. You're trying to make the team. You're trying to have an impact. Trying to maintain. In Chanel's case, he's a starter a year ago, so getting an opportunity and trying to get some rest.
This looks like a run. Screen to Elijah Moore. All right, 3rd and 7.
Well defended there. Mike Edwards, the veteran safety, played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a playmaker on the back end. 7 career interceptions, and 3 of them were pick sixes.
Well, that's such a valuable in the Steve Spagnuolo defense. The secondary, the safeties. He likes to rotate a lot of safeties. Likes to take some linebackers out, put extra safeties in there. Edwards fits in really well with what Spags is trying to get better.
Where are they coming out in? Empty? Elijah Moore and Coop are on the same side. It's going to come out quick, middle of the field. That's a bad throw by Deshaun. Yeah, that ball shouldn't have been that low. Let me look at it again. They show the replay.
Good series by the Chiefs defense.
Let's see. Yeah, Elijah runs a good route here. Ball's low. Ball's low and late. That's on Deshaun.
Marset waits at the Chiefs' 25-yard line.
That's what this is for. That's what the preseason's for, to get that kind of stuff out the way. Good defense there.
Trying to make a play, but don't back up the Chiefs. When we come back, second offensive series for the Chiefs, and another look at.
Yeah, he threw that low. It was a good route. The ball was just a little late, and it was low. I think because he was late getting to Elijah Moore, he was trying to probably get a shot down the field, came back to Elijah Moore. He wanted to throw that ball low, but it was just a little too low. It's what it is. Somebody said Baker Mayfield would never. Baker Mayfield would never. What? Again, they're going to play these starters, 20-something snaps. So we're about 5 play calls in. They're probably going to be out there for the whole first quarter, if not close to the first half. Yeah, Moore was open. Again, if this was an amazing first 2 drive, you take it with a grain of salt. If it's a bad first 2 drives, you take it with a grain of salt. The idea in the preseason is that you don't freak out either way. That's the most important part. So I see a lot of people dissecting each pass, trying to do an analysis on each pass, and then using that analysis to try to predict what's going to happen in the season. And that's just ridiculous. It's the preseason, right? If Kenny Pickett looks like one of the best quarterbacks in football in the preseason, and we know, hey, it's the preseason, take it with a grain of salt. We should be able to do that same thing when it's our team, positive or negative.
Official ticket marketplace of the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL. Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets, so you never miss a single one. Whether you're cheering on the Chiefs at home or...
We got another super chat here. Just caught a UFC highlight. Korean Zombie learned the hard way. Don't get into a slugfest with the Hawaiian Max Holiday. Hey, man, I don't watch UFC, so I have no idea if I just got trolled.
Michael P. Ryan in the game now at running back.
Woo! That was Jordan Elliott got back there. Yeah, Jordan K, man, he can't. He's just not athletic enough to be out there right now. Oh, is he hurt?
Cleveland Brown players a little slow to get up.
Michelle takes a shot to this right shoulder. He was
Don't
a
do
little
that to
slow.
Pat. That's going to be a roughing the passer in the regular season.
See a Browns player down right now.
The Jordan K. I wonder if Diabite comes in for him.
Was out there, you know, so McKinnon was out there, Pacheco was out there, the starting offensive line was out there. Now they've rotated in some of their backup offensive linemen and backup players that are looking to make big contributions this season.
All right, the injured player is Jordan Kanashik. Hopefully he's going to be okay. He's up on
Yeah, it seems like he got a stinger.
Fifth-year player, Cal.
Yeah, it's a stinger.
Michelle motioned over to Mahomes on the sideline to grab a ball, so he wanted to get a couple throws in there.
Kind of nice to have the MVP to just toss it with you. That's pretty cool.
Hey, can you throw a couple of
Well, we know how close of friends that Bouchel, Patrick, really tight. The wives are good friends.
Yeah, Shane was just saying how much help Patrick's been, that he's always engaged in terms of the meetings, in terms of in these preseason games coming to the sideline. He said he's been great with the communication. Really, all the quarterbacks have been. He gave a lot of praise to Blaine as well. Gabbert, how they all get.
I'm going to have to ban the word Baker Mayfield from chat. I think I'm going to have to do it. Because every time we get derailed somehow talking about Baker Mayfield. Like, if you're not over it at this point, dog, it's been years.
With what we're seeing out on the field, and that's always great to hear.
Second and short. Bushman in motion.
That's short. Third and short.
Senior.
Good job by
A
Zadarius.
little bit shy. It's going to bring us 3rd and 1. We talked about B. Ryan last week. He really made a statement here.
Is that John Ross? That what John Ross is doing now?
He's a well-rounded back. He's already solid in pass protection. Played his college ball in Florida for the Gators. He's emerging as a guy who can make this team. Michelle wants to throw on 3rd and short.
Picked off by one. Oh, he's in. Pick 6, baby. And what a return for Juan Thornhill. He must have knew what the play call was. He just broke on it. Brown's defensive line does a great job penetrating there. It's Okoronkwo who gets the final chase, and then he just floats this ball up meant for John Ross. And right there is Juan Thornhill to run it in for 6.
Look as he turns back.
Look at that.
Middle of the field. Thornhill jumps all over it.
35-yard pick 6.
All right, Cade, make the extra point. And kicker.
Cade York the ball for the extra point attempt. Good step. Good
Oh, my God, boy. Oh, my God. Are you serious?
We do have a flag down.
Please tell me he got roughed.
Hold everything.
Well, when he's down.
Oh, my God, he's hurt. Okay. Well, hope he's okay.
Yeah, just stay there for a moment. Let's make sure you're okay before you get up.
Did he get roughed? Please tell me he got roughed.
Looks like they're signaling just going to be the 5-yard version of the penalty.
He didn't get roughed. He didn't get roughed. Did he just slip in the turf? What happened?
No, but good start for the Browns.
Defense.
I don't know. It looked clean. Let me see the replay. I don't see anybody run into him. What happened?
And Grant goes down on the opening kickoff, and now York.
Yeah, so that had nothing to do with him missing that extra point, dog. That had nothing to do with him missing that extra point. Oh, nah, dog. Well, it works out if he can't play week 1. Put him on injured and get an actual kicker in there, and then let's see if Cade York gets over the whole yip thing.
They're going to take it down, take that half the distance to the goal, and go for 2.
Who's kicking the extra points though today?
Well, if their kicker's down for the day, it's going to grab a lot more scoring plays like this one. Brown's going for 2 from the 1-yard line. In the shotgun. Wilkins is running to his right.
We got it.
They push the Browns. He's in.
Red zone offense. Red zone offense.
Good for the Browns. So the Browns get the pick 6. They tack on 2 with the 2-point conversion and lead 8-3.
It's hard to resist this on your own. Shopify. You have everything you need to bring your dream business to life. Because when we work together, the future is bright. Start your journey with a free trial today.
Yo, he actually missed that shit. Like, that's crazy. I don't know if he actually got injured or if he felt somebody step on him and decided to make a business decision, because either way, it works out for him. But come on, dog. Yeah, I just don't know what else to do, man. Chosen Cartel says, hate to see injuries, but hey, maybe we get a new kicker. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely got stepped on. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what you do with that. He missed the extra point. Like, you can't act like that didn't happen because the penalty wiped it out. The dude still missed the extra point. The pressure's on him. He can't finish through pressure, dog. Like, I just don't know what to do with that. Robert Gentry, Moose Gentry says, I'm here in Kansas City. I hate the Chiefs and they fans. I had to turn off my TV. Go Browns. Hope you didn't miss that pick 6, Moose.
Presented by Park University. Prior to 2018, when Mahomes became the starter, who was the last Chiefs quarterback to pass for 4,500 yards? Your choices are Alex Smith, Joe Montana, Trent Green, and Len Dawson. 4 outstanding Chiefs quarterbacks. I have a feeling I know the answer. I'm pretty good friends with the guy. It's just a hunch.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer.
There it is. Trent Green, our guy. That's for
Almost, we had some really good offenses then, yes.
always humble. You did your part, my friend.
I did my part.
That is our answer to Chiefs History 101 presented by Park University.
3 of the guys on that offense are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So,
It makes it feel better. You're in my hall of fame, buddy. That is what it's prestigious and no bullshit. I did it.
Yeah, I don't know if the Browns broadcast didn't show it, but on the Chiefs broadcast, it's obvious he got stepped on. He got his foot stepped on after the kick. All right, we got a couple super chats in the building. Peter R says, I never wished for injury, but the sad truth is this. Stop it. They were going to do something. If he had missed that extra point and not gotten injured, they would have had to do something at that point. They were going to give Kate York the whole preseason, but if they had to bring somebody in, they would have. It didn't have to be an injury.
in this league is how do you bounce back? How do you react to it? You have to have a short memory.
Ooh. Ray Rag says, I appreciate Cam being optimistic about Cade in your video, but he can't be missing extra points. All I'm okay letting the team figure it out can be good down the line. Yeah. Look, there's a there's a base level that you can't miss that many kicks and pretend like it's not going to be an issue for him.
Is, and what an advantage.
Because if the fan base sees you miss too many kicks, dog, people will lose faith.
Be a contributor, big contributor.
Oh,
Comes out, it's going to be ruled an incomplete.
who got it? Was that Shelby?
Top to work with. And if you
Boy, this defensive line is
first team
consistently getting pressure.
right now for Bushido.
Now it's first team against a mix of first and second teamers for the Chiefs right now. But even when the Chiefs had their starting offensive line and the Browns were just pushing them.
Players like, okay, wait a second, is that a live ball?
All right, 3rd and 10 for the Chiefs. Jerry and Ely to the right of Bushido. Bushido delivers up.
Wow, it's picked off again. 2 pick sixes? Let's get some red zone work in.
With the interception for the moment. We'll get another look at it and see if perhaps they're going to have to overturn this. Looking for Cornell Powell.
Nah, it's an interception. Yeah, it never touched the ground. That's an interception.
I know it never hit the ground. I was like, wait a second. I know it hit Powell, hit the
Great cover. Martin Emerson calls the interception right there. That's going to be an interception for Ronnie McLeod. That's an interception for Martin Emerson.
ball for a first down. And just as the ball gets kicked around,
Jeez.
At the line of scrimmage, so no gain or a sack on the play. Well, some adversity for the Chiefs here in the opening quarter. 2 turnovers. See if the defense can limit Browns to a field goal attempt. There is Powell. I'm sure he's disappointed.
All right, you got 2 high right now.
He's tackled at the 10-yard line. Bring up
3rd and 5.
Jack Cochran's made a lot of plays last year. He made a bunch of plays in the preseason. Didn't make the opening day roster. They made the team and became a core special teamer. He's a lot to make the team this year.
I imagine this is going to go to Coop. No, he goes for the end zone and has Njoku. Touchdown.
Njoku with the touchdown.
Njoku. All right. It's preseason. It's preseason, baby.
Watson. Njoku.
All right, that's good. Hey, that's good. That's all I need to see for the ones. Get some red zone work in. Nobody's going to be bitching and moaning about the red zone offense this week. They got 2 end zone scores. That's what you want to see. David Njoku in the end zone attacking the what pylon? The back pylon. I've been talking about it for months. They don't attack that back pylon enough. Love to see them attack that back pylon. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, is that K York again? I don't know if it's good news. K York ain't get hurt, dog. He was. No way K York did the DB. You know when DBs get burnt and they act like they hurt, like they pulled something. That's what K York just did, dog. He just did the DB for. He did the soccer for. Hell no. Hell no, K. Hell no. Hell no. He did the Paul Pierce, dog. Hell no. Oh, he ain't slick. We saw that shit, K. Ain't no way he back out there just kicking it 5 minutes later after acting like he tore his ACL when he got stepped on. Oh my God. Hey, he knew he missed that extra point and he was like, I gotta come up with an excuse. Hell no. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Into it. There's a salary cap. There's depth. There's trades.
I can't stand that, man.
It goes into it trying to pick these final spots to make the Chiefs this year.
And that dude's the jock. Jeez. This Browns defense is fast. I mean, just a free run here. Comes up there. He almost gets another interception.
Coming up there. No chance for Bouchel.
Yeah, Bouchel is having a welcome to the NFL moment there. He's playing against a real NFL defense right now. This is more than he bargained for today. Hey, vet move. Sly said York got to make the team for that vet move. Ain't no way.
Marion Ely is the running back, third and short.
All right, third down here. And it's dropped. And the Browns are going to get off the field again. I'd be shocked if I think we're going to see DTR now.
Tommy Townsend on the punt. Townsend coming off the best season of his career. Townsend made the Pro Bowl last year, but even better news, you're not available to play. Be a part of Pro Bowl festivities because you're getting ready for the Super Bowl. Townsend with the boot. It's a good boot.
I don't know.
Gabriel Boodle with the stop on special teams, number 30, former Nebraska Cornhusker. Chiefs football is brought to you by
Sly says York gonna make the team for that vet move. Yeah.
Are made right here in KC. Find your favorite brand. Paint is good. The Bomb Tradicion. Stockyard at local stores and spiceandfoods.com. Willie Gay's fired up. He always gives the team a little juice.
He is high energy every day.
All day, every day.
Is that Deshaun? Yeah.
Watson remains in the game.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff that you don't want to see Watson get in the habit of doing often. Is there a penalty? Is that roughing the passer?
42-yard line.
Where you want him to get rid of that ball before it gets to that point. We know you can hold it, make a play, but that's why he leads the leagues in sacks. When he's out there, he needs to just, all right, one's not there, two's not there. At some point, just get rid of the ball. Not going to cost you, but you still want to see it.
A little bit different approach by these two coaching staffs. You'll see Cooper at the bottom of the field here, running up the field.
He kind of had Coop, but he just didn't feel good enough to throw it.
But a different approach by both these coaching staff. The Chiefs didn't start Mahomes, got the starting offensive line there for a series, and now they got
Jordan Wilkins again. Yeah, this is clearly Jordan Wilkins' problem.
The running back there, over the football, down on the grass. I believe he came away with it.
Yeah, it's clearly a Jordan Wilkins problem. Yeah, what? Come on now. What are you doing? You got to cut him. That guy can't make the team.
The first fumble, it looked like Watson pushed it all the way through to the other side. It shot out. That time it handed it off up on his chest. And when you're trying as a running back to get the ball off your chest plate, it's difficult to grasp it and bring it in.
Yeah, I don't want to hear how difficult it is to take a fucking handoff.
Those two handoffs.
Oh, Coop's wide open.
To the races. And he's out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
Great find.
Getting back to my point earlier, each coaching staff has a little bit different approach. And right now, the Browns have kept their starters in offensively and defensively. They want to get reps. They want to get ready for that first game, whereas the Chiefs have played their guys a little bit, and they decided to rest them. So every coaching staff, they have to do what they think is best for their team to get ready for that week 1 game.
Well, certainly Patrick Mahomes looked razor sharp last week in the win at Arizona. Not surprised we're not seeing 15 today.
All right, another 2 high look. No, 1 high. Yeah, he had to get rid of that one early. They pressured him.
They're in the face of Watson, not allowing him to get settled and throw the ball. Good pressure by the rookie. He didn't throw it before he wanted to.
Making more and more plays as the preseason goes on.
Let's talk to us about that, all right? They've got a slow start just because of dealing with an injury there in mini camps, and has gradually worked his way back.
All right, a 2 high look here. All right, third and mid.
Let's check in with Matt.
Well, guys, talking about Felix, I asked him earlier this week, what's it going to mean to you being a hometown kid playing in this stadium? And he was like, well, I mean, it'll.
Chris Brickman says the Ernest might be a free agent next week. Might be something to think about. Absolutely. Somebody who's familiar.
Leeds from high school. The rookie at Kansas State.
Thank you again for that super chat, Chris. John Kelly going to cut up field, has the first down and a little bit more.
Inside the 10, it's gonna
Browns are at the 9.
for the Browns.
Good run. Browns are clearly in go for it range right now.
Another tackle.
But the Chiefs had a chance to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, and they cut back to pick up the first down. Gives the Browns first and goal just inside the 10.
Watson to throw.
Got it again. I think he's gonna regret that decision there. I think he had an in. I think it was Coop running it. He had it.
In the opening quarter, 5 preseason games, so 5 wins. Sorry.
Let me see who ran that. Was it Njoku who ran that in?
Chiefs defense looking to hold the Browns to a field goal attempt. Browns have dominated the opening quarter. He's across the 5-yard line and he battles his leg, falls forward. It's going to be just outside the 1-yard line.
Did they get a first down there, or is it third down still? Got 2 downs to get 1. Let's throw one to the back. Let's put Cedric Tillman in the game.
The offensive had to bring in Deshaun Watson. It looks, or it appears, at least from what we've seen here in the first quarter, they're going to want to run more of the passing game into what they want to get done.
Yeah, 1-on-1 outside, no safety help. And he's got it. All right, we don't got to hear anything about the red zone offense. Come on, Kate. Make the kick. Oh, God, it's still curved, but it went in. All right, well, I don't know how you're not happy with this first quarter. Right? I don't, other than the Grant injury, which sucks, I don't know how you're not happy with that first quarter.
He's up there with the Joe Montanas and the Tom Brady's already in his career.
And he's 27.
And here's one of the things that I think sets him apart. He and Travis Kelce came to OTAs as though they were coming off having had a terrible season. I mean, they were locked in. And what Coach Reed tells us is it shows everybody on the roster that this is how we go about our business. And he said from the start of OTAs, he could tell everyone had put last season behind him and were focused on the 23 season.
Well, and that was the thing that Coach told us this week. He just said, you know, what sets the tone when you're a new player, whether you're a free agent or a draft pick or somebody off the street, when your best players are your hardest workers and they're setting that tone, it sets the tone for everybody.
They've got great leadership on this team's roster, led by 15. And there he is. There's only 3 guys in the history of the NFL have multiple regular season MVPs and multiple Super Bowl MVPs. So a flag on the play.
During return, holding. Receiving team number 14. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's Kenneth Powell, the receiver at Clemson. A tough first quarter for Powell. He had to drop, and now the penalty on special teams. So the Chiefs will start out from their own 10-yard line, 1st and 10. Bouchel's still in there at quarterback. It's 4 for 12 for 49 yards with 2 interceptions.
All right, Browns' backup defensive line is in there now. And you can tell. You can tell the starters got taken out.
Well, that's exactly what this offense needed. Some separation from their own goal line, and P-Ryan has always had speed. A little draw play going back to the same side of the handoff. The defense loses him in the backfield, and then that speed of his just gets around the edge, gets it out to the 40.
We talked about last week. I just love the fact that back in 2014, he paid for his own bus ticket to go to a camp at the University of Florida, just trying to get the attention of coaches. And here he is today in the NFL for a couple of seasons. Great story. It's off target. Looks good again. That's a great throw for Bouchel.
Bushman wants to stand out in the preseason last year. This time,
With that Tony Fields in, yeah, it's a full second team in there now. Boy, you can just see the difference just Zadarius Smith makes being out there. Look how much different the penetration on the defensive line is when Zadarius is just not out there, right? Because it's still the same interior guys, right? Hurst was out there with the rest of the defensive line when they were getting the penetration.
I don't think the Chiefs will elect to run another play as the final seconds of the opening quarter line.
Ray Rag says it seems like the special teams coverage was a big emphasis. They are much better today. We have to make sure that they continue that throughout the whole game. But yes, it has been much better, much more intense. Chris Gustafaro says even with some missed throws, Watson looked calm and poised. Yeah, he's going to miss some throws in the game. But you want to see that calmness, that poise. That looked like 2019, 2020 Deshaun Watson. Like, that's exactly what he used to look like back then in Houston. Dark Matter Wolf says, who's the Chiefs quarterback? I know Blaine Gabbert's there, but that's not Blaine. I think that's a rookie, Bushimi or something like that. I know chat knows. Somebody in chat. Chat, help me out. Tell Dark Matter Wolf, at him and let him know who the backup quarterback is for the Chiefs.
The tree. Is it like you discover a new family member?
Discover even more at Ancestry.com.
With Amazon's back-to-school deals, you can save money by spending less of it.
Makes sense.
Now, I see what you did there.
What?
What?
I don't get it.
Duh.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When you drive a brand, summer is more than a season. It's an opportunity to load up on more toys, to stop looking for fun and be the one who brings it, and to make every day even more inviting than the last. Make this the summer.
Yep. But I mean, as far as what you've seen from the starters, as good as you wanted that to go. That is as good as you wanted that to go. I don't know how it could have went better. Defense looks really upgraded. I mean, significantly upgraded.
An official partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, Shane Buchili.
Except for we're going to talk with General Manager Brett Beach up shortly. Second down for the Chiefs. In the second quarter,
Bouchel.
gets into Justin. When you look at this wide receiver trend, the key word seems to be different.
Yes, it definitely is. And when you start counting bodies and figuring out who you're going to place where, that time there, Bouchel not forcing it, taking what the defense gave him.
All right, 1st and 10 here. Chiefs are driving at the 35. They're going to run the ball. Good tackle there by Tony Fields. Aggie Fury says, I'm back to have ridiculous opinions this season. Glad to have you. This might be the year to be ridiculous. The Browns look good. The Browns look really good.
Here, and it's always good to do the final dress rehearsal in front of the home fans, and certainly fired up in a few weeks here for the season opener.
And just 12 days away, the season will open right here on September 7th. The Rasheed Rice drop there. Well, let's first of all look at this draft class. You've got 7 guys heavy on the defensive side, 5 guys on the defensive side of the ball. Who stood out to you so far in the preseason?
I think they've all done a good job.
Hey, shout out to Stove. Just upgraded and became a member. Appreciate you, Stove.
Rely heavily on these young guys to come in and help us. It's a long season, and last year we had a group of talented players come in and get.
Stove just got access to early. And this is, hey, look, I'm telling you right now, if you've ever been on the fence about joining the Patreon or joining the memberships, since I'm going on vacation, I have to pre-record videos for Labor Day weekend. The early access on Thursday is gonna have like 8 or 9 videos drop on it. I'm telling you right now, if you aren't a member, you want to do it now. If you already missed the fantasy football, maybe you can get in for the Madden Connected League, but this is the time to do it. Ray Rag says, I hate to do this, but who takes Jakeem Grant's spot? It's probably going to be Jerome Ford. And I don't know if that was Grant's spot anyways. I don't think he was going to make the team, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's super unfortunate he got hurt, but I just don't think he was making the team. Appreciate you, Ray Rags, on the mod team. Always appreciate my mod squad being on point.
Get down to the final cuts. I mean, you know how this works, Trent. It's just position versatility and special teams always comes into play, and looking for
Lavelle Cannon says the Browns look good today, big bro. Appreciate it. Yes, they do.
Setting up first and goal for the Chiefs. We think you're in here sooner. You seem to be the good luck charm for the team.
No. I joke with the guys every time I come down here in a preseason game. I feel like it's part of the course.
Well, talk much about the synergy in the organization because it starts at the top with Clark Hunt. Then you got Mark Donovan. And just how it seems everybody's all on the same page as you guys continue to build this dynasty.
Yeah, without question. I mean, alignment at the top is certainly critical for success, and blessed to have a great front office, and that starts right at the top with Clark Hunt. And we've all been together for so long, and there's just a high level of trust and communication between the four of us.
B. Ryan there thought for a second he might get into the end zone, but tripped up at the 2-yard line.
I'm going to jump into your staff and how you evaluate, how you put together your draft class, how you finding free agents. Now with cuts coming up, you're going to be looking at the other 31 teams. And, okay, is this guy going to be a good fit for us? Can we make this work? Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. As soon as the preseason starts, our guys are in there watching every game, every snap of every player, and we're forming a list of bubble players and keep a detailed log of names. And, if we can get
That's an intriguing guy for Kansas City. You know what I mean? Justin Ross, like that's a guy, a former first-round pick, a absolute bust when Cincinnati drafted him. But one of the fastest guys in the NFL. He's somebody that's been intriguing to me because he was a good wide receiver in college. He just, for whatever reason, he kept getting injured in the NFL. I think that's going to be a good pickup for them. A nice little sneaky pickup. Maybe he gets about 500 yards for him. All right, let's see what DTR does.
The fast start. Okay. The fast start he had in college, and he got sidetracked by some injuries. And last year our training staff did a great job with him of bringing him back and giving him the time he needed. And I think halfway through the OTAs, I really think we started to see it click, and he started to get that.
Yeah, we're seeing DTR. We're probably seeing DTR until the fourth quarter, I would guess.
We really appreciate you talking about which you continue to sense. Oh, yeah, thanks, Brent. All right, we will step away. Keep get the touchdown. We're coming right back to Arrowhead.
Ray Rags, man. Hey, I gotta give a shout out to Ray Rags. Ray Rags is J-OK right now, man. He is blowing up these screens when these bots try to get in there. That's not John Ross? Oh, that's Justin Ross. It's Justin Ross from Clemson. Still the same thing kind of applies. Justin Ross was a really, really highly touted player coming out of Clemson. He just had injuries and stuff, so that's an intriguing prospect as well. Yeah, see, the delay's killing me because I'm just gonna get 5 minutes of people telling me it's the wrong Justin Ross. It's the wrong Ross after I done realized it. Justin Ross is actually not fast. I think he ran like a 4.7 or something like that. We got a super chat from Damian Frederick who says, wrong Ross. This is Justin from Clemson, not John. John Ross retired this offseason. Thank you for that, Adobe man.
Let's get locked in. This moment, this season, is brought. We see the game different. We play the game different. We move the game forward.
Somebody said that's Rick Ross. All right, chat. All right. Okay, chat.
Red zone.
Here we go.
Every touchdown. Every game. Sunday afternoon.
We were built for days like today.
NFL.com/red zone and get it now.
Today's scoring summary is presented by Sleep Number. 9 plays, 90 yards, 4 minutes, 32 seconds off the clock. Justin Ross gets the touchdown. That's exactly what the Chiefs needed. Trent, nice response.
100% that's what they needed. That's what Shane Buechele needed as we see him and Nagy sitting there talking over the last series, and 9 plays, 90 yards, 4.5 minutes. Great Justin Ross touchdown catch in the end zone. Felton from the 1 yard line.
And he cuts it back to his left. Then he is wrapped up by Cornell.
Yep, Jerome Ford is going to be returning kicks. There's a penalty here. Okay, Jim Ross, Bob Ross. I can't stand y'all. I can't stand all of y'all right now.
During the return, personal foul, 13, receiving team number 18. The penalty will be enforced after the goal. First down.
That's David Bell, the second-year man out of Purdue. So they'll back up the Browns. They'll start out
All right, DTR, let's get it.
just inside their own 10-yard line. Let's check in with Kevin.
Hey guys, I hope it translates on TV as it translates here on the sideline.
Chosen Cartel says, saw what I needed from the starters. Have ish to do. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you. Thank you, Chosen.
And truly knowing there is nothing like a home field advantage in Kansas City.
Yeah, Austin Watkins out there with the twos.
All the guys were in their first year with the Chiefs, getting a chance to come into the stadium, got the Chiefs red on, and the crowd behind them.
Oh, and the parking lot's full. That's part of the experience as a player. When you drive into this parking lot and you see all the tailgating going on, and the smoke from the grills, and just gets you fired up before you even make it into the locker.
2nd and 9 for the Browns. Dorian Thompson, Robinson.
Good screen. Good screen. Great job by 72. Who was that? Gossett? Great job by him.
Malik Herring hustling from his defensive end position. Herring, former Georgia Bulldog. So many former Georgia players on the defensive side of the ball all around the league. First and 10. Felton in motion.
Good throw. Great decision. Great decision by DTR. Oof. Looks like an injury. Y'all still going with the Ross jokes?
Getting looked at. Echo Boydo, number 40, in coverage on the near side. That's who Matt McMullen told us to keep an eye on.
It's actually Christensen.
Oh, check that. It's Cole Christensen, who's the injured player, number 48.
He is up and on the bench now.
Yeah, they needed to move him. They got to clear out the space there so that big white line on the sideline that there's enough room.
Please reset the play clock to 10 seconds.
So they had to move it.
Thank you.
So hopefully Christensen's going to be okay. First 2 games of the preseason, he's led the team in tackles. 7 tackles week 1 against the Saints and 8 tackles at Arizona last week. He's been very productive. We're going to keep it on the ground for Felton. And Cam Jones, 44, was the first guy to hit him. Gain of 3 yards on the play. Jones, the rookie out of Indiana. He's made a few plays in the preseason.
He's had a solid preseason. He's made plays on special teams. We saw that on the opening kickoff of the game. Now getting an opportunity.
All right, what we got here?
Once again, making plays.
Cam Jones.
Per game before suffering an injury last year.
2nd and 7. Gun. Too high look. They're going to run it. And Felton is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Wonder what happened there.
He's had a good preseason as well.
Went to Kansas, 27 years
Kobe
old.
Gossett got beat.
Chris Jones not with the team. He's gotten a lot of reps at the defensive tackle position, trying to make the most of it.
But we saw in that replay there, Ari, he shot right through the A-gap, that strong side A-gap, able to get the back in the backfield.
Looks like Spags is going to bring pressure. Third long, and here comes the pressure. DTR in trouble.
Ooh, get out of bounds. Noah Brown says, did I miss Anthony Schwartz in memoriam reel? LOL, all jokes. No, I think he's hurt. Yeah, I think he's just hurt.
So the Browns will be forced to punt. Well, Marquez to punch. Smith-Marset waiting inside his own 10-yard line. Really high boot. That's a good one. Smith-Marset going to let it go. That takes a few bounce into the end zone. The Chiefs will have it. Courtesy of the touchback. When we come
It
back,
did what it's supposed to.
come up with another great drive when we come back.
Yep. Not the greatest first drive. Uh-oh, we get Blaine Gabbert, y'all. Blaine Gabbert time. Watson was okay. Nothing crazy impressive. National media gonna rip him up on Monday. Why? That wasn't bad. What are you talking about? I don't know. I think people thinking too much when it comes to Watson, man. He looked fine. This is what you want your quarterback to look like. Fine, score a touchdown, get the fuck out of there. That's pretty much it. Yeah. And think about how good the offense and the defenses looked when the first team's out there. And we haven't even seen Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb, who arguably outside of Watson are the two best players on this team. Like, think about that. We've been excited about what we've seen from this team when we've seen it, and we ain't even seen the two best players.
89 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. It's Eric Prince carrying the ball out to the 23. Well, you can look at Bouchel's performance a lot of different ways, Trent. But in the end, the way he showed some resiliency in his final drive, went out there and executed.
Well, that's what they're looking for. I know he's going to be disappointed with the interceptions and how that unfolded. But as a coaching staff, you're trying to evaluate all of it, right? You're trying to evaluate the good and the bad, how you respond to certain situations. And Blaine Gabbert now getting an opportunity to see his numbers in the preseason. Been very impressive. High completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Another first down. But Blaine Gabbert, amongst 4 quarterbacks who had quarterback ratings over 100 last week, he was
Yeah, Kia, I think you're reading into things that aren't real. He doesn't look slow. I don't see why you're saying he looks slow in general or reacting slow. I don't agree with that.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers backing up Tom Brady, bringing in that valuable vet into the quarterback room.
And again, Watson, see, this is what I talk about all the time. Watson and DTR play two different styles of quarterback. Watson does not need to be on time because he has the arm strength to be able to make plays, the athleticism to be able to make plays, and that's just in general how he plays quarterback. If you watch Watson play and you watch Mahomes play and you watch Joe Burrow play, they all play similar. DTR plays more like a Brock Purdy. He plays more like a Kirk Cousins, right? He needs to be on time. He's going to get the ball out on his third drop. Now, there's positives and negatives to that. As a quarterback, you can become kind of predictable when you're basically rhythm and timing guy, but as a backup, that's fine, right? Jacoby Brissett's another one that gets the ball out quick. So it's just styles of quarterback, I think, that people are reacting to or that Kia is reacting to in chat. Not necessarily that he's reacting slow. Joe Burrow does the same thing, right? Where he holds on to the ball, sees something, tries to come back to it. It's a different process for a guy like Watson.
The Chiefs on third down, 1 for 5 so far today.
Browns are blitzing on third down. They're going to go middle field here open. I think the Browns are going to drop guys back, and no, they went. Oh, wide open. Oh, he just dropped it. Who is that? Who is Rice? Yeah, I'd take my helmet off too, dog. That good dog. Are you serious? Dog, it was right on your head. How did you drop that? How did you drop that? I don't even want to, like, if I am Blaine Gabbert, I don't even want to see you on the sideline. Don't tell me what happened. I saw it. I don't need you to explain it, dog. What?
Punt's a pretty good one. Felton lets it go, and it goes into the end zone. So good bounce for the Browns. Missed opportunity.
Nah, stop, chat. Stop doing the internet thing where you're like, hey, this thing that looks easy is actually hard. No, it's nobody was near him. Don't tell me that's a hard catch. Do not tell me that's a hard catch. That went straight through his hands. Stop it. So whoever said that in chat, stop that. Stop that. He wasn't running full speed. He didn't have to track it. He didn't have to push off a defense. He literally just had to catch the ball. That's crazy. That's not a hard catch. It's a hard catch if you're going full speed, if you have somebody on your back, and if that ball isn't thrown with like the softest of touches. It's a hard catch. But that ball was thrown like you had time to track it. There's no reason he should have even been trying to catch it over the shoulder at that point once he realized he was that open. And even catching it over the shoulder at that's a routine catch for an NFL player. What are you talking about? Number 4 on the Chiefs getting cut in homage to Anthony Schwartz. I think that's a pretty high draft pick for the Chiefs, right? The Rashee Rice. Yeah, Rashee Rice is I don't think he was like a UDFA or anything. I think he was a pretty early draft pick. Yeah, he's second round draft pick, man. That's a second round draft pick. They can't cut him. Watson's RPO game looked rusty. Dog, he didn't do a single RPO. What are you talking about? Again, man, people sometimes come in and they get real confident and speak real loud about things they don't even understand. What are you talking about? He didn't run a single RPO. Do you know what an actual RPO looks like? Or are you calling the handoffs to Jordan Wilkins RPOs? Because that's not an RPO. That's just a handoff and gun.
For either team, Packers up 9-7 on the Seahawks. Meanwhile,
Look, y'all, the third running back is not on the team right now. Like,
right now you've got the Bears trailing 14-10. If you're outside the local markets in any of these games, you can check them out live right now on NFL Plus. Then we get you back to Ari Wolf and Trent Green in Kansas City.
bad throw. That should have got picked off.
To watch him go into the Hall of Fame and be a part of that whole process. And I've gotten to know his family over the years, his kids, his grandkids. Special relationship, and I feel the same way about him.
Well, we always focus so much on what happens on the field, but it's the relationships that you create, their lifelong friendships, and what you guys share. It's a lot more than football.
Well, it is, and that's really what builds teams.
Good throw. First down. All right. Christian Corey says start, bench, sit. Anthony Schwartz, Andrew Sadeo, Brock Osweiler. I'm going to start Andrew Sadeo. I will sit Anthony Schwartz and then bench Brock Osweiler.
You lifted up the city. Those are all things as a player that you want to get done and you hope get done because you're a part of the community. And, it is. It's special, those relationships that you're able to do.
Spins away from one guy.
I swear, there are people who come into this chat and try to make jokes, but there's no opportunity for jokes about me. So they end up reaching for shit and then they think they're funny, but they just kind of look pathetic. It's so weird.
So that's how you get it done.
Second and long for the Browns.
Oh, God. Why would you throw that to David? He was covered. Was he trying to get a flag?
We would not be surprised if Spags brings some pressure here on third and long.
He showed that on the last series at third and long that he wanted to dial it up, and he really didn't dial up a lot in that first quarter, but
he's still fun to talk to, right? Yeah, he's our chat with him this week.
Did my mic get cut? My mic not working?
Well, people have talked about how complex this defense is.
No, my mic's working.
Let's throw everything right away. See if they can handle it.
Get rid of it.
Only got back to the original line of scrimmage, but it was a man who bringing the pressure.
And they didn't bring blitz. They only rushed 4, but a Minahu with the inside move. That's the worst thing if you're a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Nick Chubb's in the game, he's able to secure a handoff properly. The fumbles were definitely Jordan Wilkins' fault. Nobody fumbled. Here's how you know the handoffs were Jordan Wilkins' fault. Nobody else fumbled a handoff other than Jordan Wilkins. Right? If you need obvious, Demetric Felton ain't have no issues with them handoffs. John Kelly didn't have issues with them handoffs. The only person that could not get a handoff was Jordan Wilkins, which tells you it was his fault. Okay, so stop the cap. Let's just go ahead and remove him. I ain't got time for this bullshit.
We'll see how quickly he tries to get the manage.
Hopefully, with the time that he saves from being blocked in chat, he could find somebody to be friends with in real life.
This is the running back to start this series. Gabbert surveys the field, checks it down to Prince, makes the catch, maybe a gain of a half yard on the play. Ronnie Hickman was right there to make the tackle, the rookie out of Ohio State.
Yo, dog, I'm not about to look at that. Who fumbled the handoffs? Did any other running back fumble the handoffs? It's a handoff. It does not have to be perfect. I bet if you look at every other handoff, they're not perfect. But professional football running backs should be able to grab a handoff if it's a little high. Grab a handoff if it's a little low. That's why they're professional football players. Like, it doesn't matter if it wasn't perfect. Everybody else was able to handle the handoffs except for him. It's usually his fault.
Good throw.
Yeah, very good throw. His receivers aren't helping him any.
We had a penalty there on the Chiefs, but it's declined. So bringing up 3rd and long for the Chiefs. So far, the Chiefs 1 for 6 on 3rd down.
Well, last 3rd and long, which was the last series, Cleveland brought the house, and that's what got the man-to-man coverage and led to the throw up the field to Rice. This time it looks like they're going to play more into a 2 shell with 2 safeties deep, about 15 yards off the line.
Gabbert, good pocket. Going to step up and throw. It's complete. Amir Smith, no step.
Yeah, I don't even know why we're still talking about it. It's obvious Jordan Wilkins. What's the reason that those balls were fumbled?
By that underneath coverage, which allows the window. When you see that drop safety, you go away from rotation. You find the gap in the defense. They're able to pick up the 1st down. Great recognition there by Gabbert.
What is this? 6 look?
Gabbert looks to his right, now comes back to his left, but that's incomplete.
I almost got picked off. Only Mars says, I'm pretty hyped right now. I'm in Maryland taking my fight, trying to fight my crap talking tendencies. Tell someone to keep me humble. Hey man, be obnoxious. They gonna hate you anyways, Mars. They gonna hate you anyways. By the way, man, shout out to Mars. This is his first super chat in the stream, y'all. Y'all showing some love.
You're one of 11 guys out there, and you're trying to get everybody on the same page. And
Again, appreciate the super chat, Only Mars. Hey, Blaine Gabbert looks good.
Well, that's the big arm I'm talking about. He's on the right pass. He's throwing to the left sideline. In the books,
Yeah, one-on-one coverage with Biggs.
In reality, when you're on one half going to that far sideline, that's really about a 45-yard throw.
Has Kareem Hunt not? I thought it was like imminent that he was signing somewhere 2 weeks ago, and I don't think he ever really signed there. All right, 2-minute warning here. Browns up 22-10, but the Chiefs are driving. DTR has had two pretty like less than what you want drives. Yeah, the Browns' 3rd running back's not on the roster yet. And it's unfortunate because we're supposed to be getting a good look at Jerome Ford during this preseason, but unfortunately he got injured. So we've went through the whole preseason basically with running backs 3, 4, 5, and 6. And they look like running backs 3, 4, 5, and 6 because for obvious reasons, you're never going to play Nick Chubb in the preseason. You're not going to play Jerome Ford if he has any risk of injury in the preseason. So, we've just been having to see these backups in there, which might work out for the better in these preseason games because we had to rely more on Deshaun. Any of y'all watching some college football today? Chat, y'all watching college football today? Oh, we got Steeler fans in chat. That's why people are talking about. Okay.
Buzz off.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to college football. See, I'm actually going to a college football game today. Let me get some tea real quick. Get some iced tea. I'll be back. Hold it down, chat. Hold it down.
Being a fan just got easier. NFL Sunday Ticket now on YouTube TV.
Arnold Lewis with NFL Network Game Break. Gets back to the final 2 minutes at Arrowhead in a moment, but also getting you ready for game 2 of our live triple header here at NFL Network, where Aaron Rodgers can be doing a lot more than air traffic control today for the Jets. He's going to be flying the plane and making his Jets debut along with many of the other starters for Robert Saleh's squad, as you probably heard it mic'd up on Hard Knocks saying, yeah, we're starting everybody, even the big men. Cannot wait to see Aaron Rodgers in green today, taking on the Giants from MetLife. For now, though, we go back to Blaine Gabbert leading this Chiefs offense at Arrowhead. Ari Wolf, Trent Green, and Kenny Jacks on the ball.
This drive, 3 of 5, 59 yards.
That Ika? Let's go, Ika. Let's go, Bear. Big Bear.
Trying to step up in the pocket, nowhere to go. Cleveland calls the timeout.
54 seconds, 154. Thank you.
Well, it's another great example with, you might do this in a regular season game as well, but here.
Sir, Stomping Pig, you know Navy's not an FCS team. Like, Navy's a regular opponent of Notre Dame. They play Notre Dame all the time. Navy's actually like a decent football program. What is he talking about? And it'd be a shame if Ohio State lost to a FCS team. You know what I mean? It'd be a shame if Ohio State lost to YSU. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It'd be a shame for y'all. No foul. All right. Yeah, man, you gotta go.
Right as Ross was about to jump for the ball, he got a push, and the fans react. Watch here with the ball here, right here, that contact.
Oh, I think the fans have a point.
They have a very valid point.
Yes, they do. So 3rd down now for the Chiefs.
Gabbert's asking the same thing.
All right, 3rd and 15. Well, that's a holding call. Terrible tackling.
That's either a hold or hands to the face by one of the defensive players. Brown signaling it's going to be a hold on the Chiefs. What an excellent job by P. Ryan, though, in breaking tackles, getting into the end zone.
The touchdown will count. Personal foul.
The flag line has been taken. Here's the thing. I love Landon Clark. He took in that whole moment, showed him walking. He's like, I'm about to surprise everybody in here with this call. Ryan, great job. 3 broken tackles, gets it into the end zone on 3rd and long.
And they are going to go for 2. Trying to make it a 4-point game. I believe the Chiefs are going to use a timeout. So take me through this decision to go for 2 here.
Well, there's always opportunities to work on things, right? It's why not?
Right?
You know,
Preseason is a great opportunity for it.
you know. So talking to Matt Nagy this week, right? We had him in the meetings, and we're like, okay, are you calling a set of plays for Shane Buechele and a set of plays for Blaine Gabbert, and how do you differentiate that? He said, well, a lot of our plays are because we want to see players in certain situations, not necessarily the 2 quarterbacks. We want to see if we get the ball in their hands. So right now, this is about evaluating.
So y'all can see where I'm at.
This type of situation.
I don't know if I could do this during the regular season, but I could do this right now. That's pretty cool, right?
This 3rd preseason game is a major evaluation of talent and trying to see putting players in position and see if they can make the play.
There we go, 2-point conversion. Get rid of the shotgun. Rolls to his right. Good throw.
Oh, good play.
No good on the conversion.
That Burns.
For Rashee Rice. Good defense there by the Browns.
Still a 1-possession game. Take another look at this touchdown. Gabbert's trying to push the ball up the field. The Browns not allowing, keep everything in front of them, make it tick it down. They just didn't realize P. Ryan is going to break 3 tackles, get the first down, end the touchdown.
He's making a really strong case. Make this
Gabbert fired up.
Yeah, they got them all in position battles. One of the ones, you can look at the roster and you go, okay, is it Deneric Prince or Michael P. Ryan? Or perhaps did they somehow find a way to keep both, maybe slide one on the practice squad?
Well, P. Ryan, what he's done the last 2 weeks has really kind of solidified it. You talk about Prince and what he did at the beginning of the training camp. He was kind of the star shining in the training camp. First talking about, who's this Prince kid? Who's this Prince kid? I mean, it's like, he was everywhere the first 2 weeks of training camp, but not that he's disappeared. It's just that P. Ryan has really excelled, especially in the last couple of weeks.
Bucker the kick, no return. So the Browns will have it. A touchback with 1:39 to work with and 2 timeouts.
All right, let's see what DTR can do here with the 2-minute drill.
Let's see if they can create some noise here in the 2-minute drill. The Browns do still have 2 timeouts.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson remains in a quarterback for the Browns. First and 10. UTR gets going to his left.
All right, got to go get out of bounds.
Former UCLA quarterback.
Nobody from the first team got injured, right? So right now, the injury updates, Tony Fields is being evaluated for a concussion. That's about it.
He is a true dual threat quarterback, comfortable throwing and running the football.
Ooh. Nick Harris didn't finish his block.
Well, Manahu gets credit for the stick. He's had a good first half.
Good pressure off the edges, and then a minute who was able to come underneath.
11.5 sacks in his career, 4.5 of it came last year with the 49ers. 50
Yeah, I don't think Grant was going to be on first team.
We saw what the Browns did on their third down defensive calls, bringing pressure. What is Steve Spagnuolo going to do here on 3rd and long with 1 time out in your pocket? If you're able to get the stop, get a quick time out, you can offense the ball.
DTR looking down the field.
Good throw. Got him. Cedric Tillman.
Cedric Tillman. The catch brought down
There we go.
45-yard line.
Are you going to call timeout here?
22 yards on the play.
Well, just as I brought up on the last series by the Chiefs, Gabbard hitting that 3rd and long with the rotation of the safeties. That time the Chiefs stayed too deep with their safeties, so there's a hole in the window there in the middle.
Another big time throw. Nope.
Looking for Tillman. Velocity in coverage.
Nice to see that connection. Because DTR has been stuck on a 3rd team all camp, you haven't been able to see much of Cedric Tillman and DTR together. It's nice to see them connect. Ooh, I think he missed the tight end in the middle of the field, though. All right, got too high. They're sending a lot. You know, middle's open. You got 2 timeouts. You can take the middle. And 40's coming. Yep, take the check. Take the check. Get to the line, get to the line, get to the line, get to the line.
Browns using timeout. Bush made the tackle. Bush, a veteran safety.
48 seconds. You're at about the 50-yard line right now. Honestly, if I'm the Browns, I would want to get to the 40 and then send Kate York out there. So let's get 10 more yards. Yeah, I think they're going to call it as if their goal is to get to the 40 here instead of trying to score. We'll see.
Third down, 4 yards to go.
All right, 3rd and 4. They send it all. We're going to have to go for it, right? Stay on the field. Stay on the field.
It was Reese Taylor, the rookie out of Purdue. 2017, he was Mr. Football in the state of Indiana.
Well, excellent play there, forcing him to throw the ball early, keeping it a safe.
Oh, what are they doing? Why are they punting?
Get a penalty. Now the Chiefs will have a timeout left.
Smith Marsette's going to let that one go and take the Chiefs bounce and the Chiefs.
Why?
Chiefs fans, bringing wings to the tailgate is a great play call, but bringing Crown Royal to share with your friends, you'll be the game day MVP. Crown your game day and celebrate like a champion this season with Visit CrownRoyal.com to find game day cocktail recipes and learn more. Please drink responsibly. First and 10 coming up. Nate Gabbard and the Chiefs offense.
All right, 1st and 10 here. Gabbard's look sharp all game. Browns are going to just keep him deep. Oh. Missed the bigs. Wow. And that's 2 in one game. That's 2 in one game.
A little bit behind Bushman as it hits him on the back.
Yeah, right place, right time for Biggers.
And Ricochet is right to Biggers, who's able to return it for the touchdown.
2 pick sixes for the Browns.
Well, guess it was a good decision to punt.
Cade York on for the extra point.
All right, Kate.
It is on the way.
Hey.
It is good. 29
You still missed the first extra point.
seconds remaining in the second quarter. Well, that one should have been caught. Instead, it turns into a pick six.
I'm incredibly lucky to have been so far today with this weather. For the people that don't know, Kansas City has been near 100 all week long, and a front came through last night. What are we, around 80 degrees right now?
28 seconds left in the second half.
No, I was checking the weather all week. My goodness, because when it's been 100, we keep
Timmy and Matt are the most excited, right?
Right.
They're like, you know,
trying to stay cool down there. One thing about being on the sideline, there's no place to hide, whether it's hot, cold, snow, rain. To kick it off, the Eric Prince, hoping for a chance at a return. No chance for Prince. For the Chiefs, 28 seconds and 1 timeout.
It will get to halftime here soon.
Whether they decide to be aggressive will be decided by what they do on the first play.
Well, the first play is either going to be a draw or screen. Or
Someone said I need a turnover chain. That's crazy. That's crazy. I ain't the one who got the turnover.
like, okay, we're going to take this in, regroup, and
Or is that something y'all seeing on the Browns broadcast? Because I'm not able to watch it. I'm watching the NFL Network broadcast. And then let me do something real quick. Mute alerts too. All right. So the second time we got to see and put our eyes on the starters in the preseason, and I would say the second time went a lot better than the first time on both sides of the ball. The offense was able to score 2 times. Remember the last time when they were going against the Commanders, they failed to score at the end of their drive where they got to the 1-yard line. And then for the defense, they looked much different. Now, I will say this, and I say this with the preseason no matter which way it goes. And I think sometimes people think I'm just trying to hedge my bet, but I'm being serious when I say this. You got to take it with a grain of salt. Either direction, you got to take it with a grain of salt, right? The positive and the negative. That don't mean we lie about what we saw. That don't mean we act like we didn't see what we saw, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. Part of the grain of salt here for what the Browns did in this preseason game is that the Kansas City Chiefs did not have their full allotment of starters, right? They had some starters, especially along the offensive and defensive lines in the secondary, but they also didn't play Patrick Mahomes, right? They didn't play Travis Kelce, the big guns. Now, you could say on the other side of this, the Browns played everybody but Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb. Arguably the team's 2 best players. So again, on both sides of it, however you want to look at it, there's both ways of looking at it and taking away something from it. Hold on one second. So again, the Browns, we finally got our second look at the Browns starters, and I think there was some positives about what we saw. Not really very many negatives. Some things to consider when we get excited about some of the things that we're going to be excited about with what we saw. And then there were things that legitimately were eye-opening, right? You saw them in the first preseason game with the starters. You see it again, and you're legitimately excited about what you saw. Let's start with what I felt like was the star of the show, and that was the defense. They look tremendous. They look night and day different to what the Browns defense looked like last year. This is a defense that is never failing to penetrate, never failing to get upfield, never failing to create pressure. They're always back there, sometimes to their own detriment, right? They did get a screenplay thrown on them because, they're too far upfield. But still, night and day difference. This defense looks a lot better, especially along the line of scrimmage. And what have we talked about all offseason? When you make the improvements to the defensive line, when you get better on the defensive line, that helps your secondary because then they can be more aggressive. And the Browns' first team secondary was able to be more aggressive. Juan Thornhill was able to crash in on a ball and get a pick six. You got tremendous defensive pressure with just Za'Darius, with just Dalvin Tomlinson looked incredible today. I think that's going to go very unsung, but he was getting some push, like some tremendous push. I really liked what I saw from him. I think that there's every reason to believe, based on everything that we saw, the joint practice with the Philadelphia Eagles, we heard about it. The first preseason game, we saw it. This preseason game, we saw it. When this first team defensive line gets out there, they are as good as anybody. Jason Kelce told us this in Philadelphia. We saw it for ourselves against the Commanders, and we saw it for ourselves in Kansas City. Now, again, you could take it with a grain of salt. There's going to be a way to take it with a grain of salt, right? Kansas City only had their starting offensive line in for one drive. They took their starting offensive line, well, parts of their starting offensive line out after that one drive. Still had starters in there for the remainder of the time that the Browns ones were out there, but it wasn't the full Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. And you can say that. You can also say that this wasn't the full Cleveland Browns defensive line because the best player on the defensive side of the ball for the Cleveland Browns, one of the best defensive players in the universe, Myles Garrett, wasn't out there. They've been able to look this real without Myles Garrett. Just Za'Darius Smith being out there shows you the upgrade that they have. Remember how pathetic this team has looked since 2018 when Myles Garrett, not even 2017, when Myles Garrett isn't on the field. I remember like pointing this out in the watch parties during the games when Myles Garrett wasn't out there. Oh my gosh, it turned into a shit show because we couldn't get any pressure. This defensive line looked pacified without Myles Garrett. And they look like this, and Myles isn't even out there. That's a real reason to be excited. Now, will this continue in the regular season? I have no reason to believe it won't. Because again, we're not saying, oh, these rookies look good in the preseason. We're saying Za'Darius Smith, a former Pro Bowl edge rusher, looks good. Dalvin Tomlinson, who's been in the league forever and been really good forever, looks good in the preseason. Shelby Harris, who's been in the league forever and looked good forever. And Myles Garrett, who's been in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation for like 4 years in a row. We're not hoping. We know, we have more than the benefit of the doubt here that defensive line is going to be significantly better. Jim Schwartz, also another factor in this. We know he can create good defensive lines. He's had it everywhere he's been. So this defensive line is something to be excited about. JOK now has the freedom to fly around. He looked like the dude that we saw at Notre Dame that got everybody excited. I'm really excited about what he's going to be able to do, especially once he gets competent linebacker play next to him. No disrespect to Jordan Kanasic, but he's just not Anthony Walker or Sione Takitaki. Once JOK gets that kind of support from his linebacker room, he's going to look tremendous. He already looks tremendous. We saw Denzel Ward out there. We saw Greg Newsome out there. We saw Martin Emerson out there for the first time. Martin Emerson calls the pick six. Well, it caused another interception. My bad. Not a pick six, but another interception, right? Real physical at the point of attack on the top of a route. Made sure he got his shoulder in there and jarred the ball loose that Ronnie McLeod, another new addition, was able to make. I love that the two safeties that we brought in free agency were able to make some plays. Because what was another issue with this defense? The safety play was awful. We were complaining about John Johnson III or Grant Delpit or Ronnie Harrison. We just had terrible safety play. We already have seen this year. Okay, you upgrade at Juan Thornhill, you upgrade here, and all of a sudden you're not worried about the same problems. Hell, your safeties actually made plays. What a sight. What a sight. This is I have been tempering expectations for the defense all year. Because I'm worried that once that game day adrenaline hits, you're going to see some bad habits popped up, that you're going to see some things pop up that concern you a little bit about this defense. but it's been enough that I've seen to where my expectations for this defense, I don't feel like I have to temper them anymore. This is going to be a really good defense. This should be a really good defense. And there's no kind of X factor looming above this defense like there has with Joe Woods over the last few years that is going to stop this defense from being good. They don't have to be geniuses from a schematic standpoint. They're just that good personnel wise. This is the type of defense that can keep 5 or 6 guys in the box and get pressure. Because what they're getting without Myles Garrett right now, imagine Myles Garrett being in there. Imagine them not being able to roll over in double Za'Darius right now like they're doing. They can't do that when Myles is in there unless they want Myles to go one-on-one. This defensive line looks really, really improved, really good. They look better than the Browns defensive line did last year. And all they're going to do once the regular season starts is add one of the best players in the universe. I see no reason this defense should not be successful this year. I've been tempering my expectations all year. I am no longer tempering those expectations. The speed on the defensive side of the ball is tremendous. This is a fast and this is a defense that's going to be fun to watch. Now, they're going to give up some 3rd and longs. They're going to get screened every once in a while, but this is going to be a fun defense to watch. An aggressive and fast athletic defense. When they're on and when this defense is on, nobody's going to be able to keep up with them on their speed level. This is a defense I think is going to be hard to attack vertically and horizontally. This is going to be a good defense. Let's talk about the offense, right? Because, Jakeem Grant, unfortunately, it looked like he got seriously injured again on the kick return. So it seems like Jerome Ford's probably returning kicks. Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to return punts like last year. But he gets injured. The Browns get out there, and in the first drive, Deshaun makes a good throw to Donovan Peoples-Jones in the middle of the field, and then Jordan Wilkins fumbles the ball. Again, anything that I see from these running backs, you have to remember we're talking about guys who are fighting right now for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot on the team. And I'm going to be honest with you, the 3rd running back ain't on this team. I don't think Jordan Wilkins is it. I don't think, Demetric Felton is it. And I don't think John Kelly's it. I think they're going to find some guy that they liked in like the 6th round last year that got cut from a team, and then they're going to pick that guy up. It's not going to be anybody that you've heard of that all these rumors are about. It's probably going to be somebody who's relatively young. That seems to be the Browns style and how they're going to go about it. So, and I would expect that 3rd running back position to be one of those positions that changes on the waiver wire all the time. So, yeah, you had the 2 fumbles from Wilkins. It was pretty obviously Wilkins' fault because no other running back was fumbling the snaps. I mean, you can say that like a handoff was high or low, but like NFL running backs should be able to adjust to a handoff not being perfect. That's literally, they're professionals. Like that shouldn't be a good excuse. So yeah, Jordan Wilkins, I don't imagine that looked good for him, fumbling those 2 snaps when nobody else did, right? And Deshaun looked like Deshaun, right? And I've seen people complain about it already, even though they scored 2 touchdowns. Like I imagine it's going to be hard to find things to be upset about. He hit David Njoku in the back of the end zone for a beautiful fade ball to the back pylon. I've been talking about this, that back pylon. They finally attacked it. That was great. You saw him in that Coop connection. Deshaun extends a play, finds Amari Cooper deep down the field, and is able to get a big gainer that way. So that was pretty good. That was pretty special that they were able to connect like that. And that was something to get really excited about. That was that vintage Deshaun Watson stuff, right? And I think people need to get used to what Deshaun Watson's going to look like in this offense versus what Jacoby Brissett, a DTR, a Baker Mayfield, somebody who's going to be more reliant on timing routes, are going to look like. And what I mean by that is Deshaun's going to hold that ball longer. It's not going to be about the rhythm of getting the ball out on the top of your trot or the top of your 5th step. It's going to look like what it does when Pat Mahomes plays. It's going to look like what it does when Joe Burrow plays, where it's like, hey, Joe's playing in his own rhythm. He's creating his own rhythm. He's going to hold that ball a little bit longer. He's going to sometimes take a sack or a hit, but he's going to find plays down the field like Deshaun did with Mari Cooper. The biggest thing that people were worried about with this offense when Deshaun was out there was some of the red zone stuff. I felt like they had 3 pretty good moments in the red zone area. They had the 2-point conversion after Cade York missed extra point, but then they got a running into the kicker penalty that pushed the ball up. So they went for 2. That went well. I think they were able to run the ball in. So good on them. Another run short yard conversion with John Kelly. So that was really nice there. And again, as I mentioned, the back pylon throw to David Njoku. So, you saw them get that success in the red zone. That's what you want to see. You're really excited about seeing that. Other than that, offensively, Deshaun looked comfortable. Deshaun looked like Deshaun, right? Every drive isn't going to be spectacular with any quarterback, right? Pat Mahomes doesn't have spectacular drives every time he's out there. But if you go back and you watch a Deshaun game from 2019, 2020, it looks like that. He looks like the same guy from 2019 and 2020. The real question I think people should ask is, instead of like fear mongering and wondering what if Deshaun gets back or if he gets back to 2020, we need to have an actual conversation of, hey, if Deshaun gets back to 2020 form, where does that actually stand in today's NFL? Because we talk about Deshaun when he left Houston was a top whatever quarterback, right? Top 5, top 8. And that's true. He was in 2020. But the thing that we don't account for is that the quarterback landscape changed dramatically in 2021 and 2022, right? Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen all entered the elite quarterback scene. With those 3 names added into the conversation, where does Deshaun Watson lie? If he's back to 2020, if he's back to 2019, whatever version of him you fancy, where is he at? And that's what I want to ask you guys in the comment section down below. Where do you think that puts Deshaun at? Do you think the 2020 version of Deshaun is on par or better than Joe Burrow? Do you think it's on par with the Justin Herbert? Or do you think it's on par with the Josh Allen? Or you think it's somewhere below that? Is it more in that Dak Prescott range, right? Where do you think that version of Deshaun puts you quarterback wise in today's modern NFL landscape? Because in 2020, there was Pat Mahomes, there was Deshaun Watson, and that was really in Lamar Jackson. That was the young quarterback scene. It's tremendously. Trevor Lawrence is in that scene. Do you think Deshaun is going to be in 2020? Deshaun, is that better than what you expect from Trevor Lawrence this year, right? Like, that's where we need to have this conversation. Where does that put you in the modern AFC? But it's pretty obvious to me that he's the same player. Any worries that he forgot to play football or that he was going to return and be physically diminished in any way or mentally diminished in any way, those are alleviated. He's the exact same quarterback he was in 2019 and 2020, if not better. And I'm just wondering, where does that put him when it comes to the other quarterbacks in the NFL? So that's kind of my takeaway from the starters. And the Browns are back on offense.
When we come back from their own 20-yard line, just a couple minutes into the third quarter, we'll take a look.
Some people saying Lamar and Deshaun are in the same tier, in my opinion. I can see that. I don't know. Lamar is one of those guys that people are either like high on or not, right? Like, some people are high on him, some people are not, and opinions on him tend to fluctuate. Yeah, I tend to think that people are I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is overrated. I will say that people have jumped the gun and are trying to be early on Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to be good. I thought he was good coming out of college. I thought he was a fine prospect. And yeah, Urban Meyer being there, it wasn't a helpful thing for him in year one. But I do think, he played better last year. But I think that people are saying that he's something that he hasn't proven himself to be, right? People already want to throw him into the elite quarterback conversation. I don't think he's earned that yet. You know, let's let him have an elite quarterback year before we get there. And I think we run into this problem when people really want a quarterback to be successful for whatever reason. We get way too eager to crown him. This happened with Baker Mayfield. It's happening with Trevor Lawrence. It's happened with a number of guys. It's probably happening with Kenny Pickett right now. When you want somebody to be successful, all you need is a reason to believe to go all the way with it, despite even if what you saw isn't enough to be definitive. You know what I mean?
Let's check in with Kimmy.
The sideline right here. Face to Chiefs Kingdom running back Isaiah Pacheco. You came on the scene last season, and Kansas City has fully embraced you. A 7th round pick out of Rutgers. You joined this organization and made an immediate impact on the team. From the preseason last year to now.
Damn, man, he got drafted out of Rutgers. That's hard to do.
Exactly what you said.
Are they just going to show the interview and not the game? I can't stand the preseason sometimes. Thank you.
Back out here healthy again and ready to roll. I'm excited to see what we got this year.
All right, speaking of the Super Bowl, it has to feel good in your rookie season to, 1, go to the Super Bowl, and 2, score a touchdown. Talk about that moment. Are you like...
We got some super chats here. Well, we got a super chat from Only Mars. Nope, we good. We good. I already got all these. Cool.
Smack for playing for, against our hometown team. But for me, to soak it all in every chance I get and just for the opportunity, it was outstanding.
We talked to you last week, and your personality has always been something that shined through. I think that's why Kansas City Chiefs fans are so drawn to you, because your personality on the field and off the field is so fun. You're quite the dancer as well, and we were kind of joking around. Last season, everyone really wanted to get George Karlaftis. They're like, we need him to have a little bit of swag when he has a sack celebration. This season, you said you can show him the dance. So what is the dance? I'm going to put you on the scene.
Good throw.
Jersey 856. Look, one leg get back. I'm gonna show George. Hey, I'm telling you, see the feet. Hey.
George, you have to take notes. This is happening this season. Before we let you go, what's your intention headed into this new year, this new season, with high expectations again for this Chiefs organization?
The expectation is high, and for me, to just find that edge. And I know for the older guys, it's bringing back another ring gear.
They're sending a lot. I don't think they're going to be sending them all on 2nd down. You might have the outside. Oh, John Kelly didn't grab the snap. It was there. Well, at least I know that Isaac Pacheco can dance. That's cool.
And when he talked to us, he kept using the term unsatisfied. You gotta love to hear that the guy in his rookie year wins the Super Bowl. The first thing he thinks about it, he's unsatisfied.
And look, the sideline interviews aren't only a problem when you're not watching your team's broadcast. Because, I don't care about an Isaac Pacheco sideline interview. But, if you're on the Browns podcast, on the Browns broadcast, and instead of Pacheco, that's Elijah Moore, you're more excited about the interview. You know what I mean? Oh, he's got it.
Widow's topic for Matt McMullen. Yeah. It's a guy who made the team. Mini-camp tryout. Pretty cool. He's getting opportunities. Now, whether or not he's going to make the team, that's for, Brett Beach, scouting staff, maybe Reed and all, but he's made some plays, and we've taken notice of his efforts.
He's showing up. And that's exactly what you have to do as a player. You have to show up. So when people are watching the tape, who's this guy that keeps showing up? And that's what he's done.
Huge.
Good punt. Oh, good punt.
That's a balance. Dangerous play. He stopped right there.
Nice job. Hey, Borquez is the opposite of K York this preseason, boy. He been looking good for a punter. Notre Dame already up 14 on the midshipmen. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Hate to see it. What's Sam Hartman doing? You know what? Can I split screen this? I think I can. What channel is that on, though? I gotta watch that new season of Winning Time, man. I gotta watch it.
At practice the other day. That's a shillelagh. That's a historic weapon, if you will. I don't even really know exactly what you call it, but it's an Irish weapon from many years ago, and he looked like Thor the way that he put it towards the sky, right, Coach?
He sure did. You know, it wasn't guns and knives, it was shillelaghs. And it just beat the heck out of the people that were going against. Speaking of that, you know, one of the challenges that Navy presents is they like to move their line on defense. It's hard for this offensive line to identify where they need to go. To excellent job by Alt and by Mitchell Evans, taking the double team after the line moves, creating removal on that defensive line, and giving Jadarius Price a chance to run that football right down this Navy midshipman's throat.
Look, Coach, obviously Navy decided to defer to start this game, but offensively they were moving the ball towards the end of that drive. It stalls, and they can't connect on that pass play on 4th and short. But 37 rushing yards, and this is why. Another pitch out to Chapman, and he gains another chunk play, about 6.5 on the ground. This is what they do. They can set everything up, and with new offensive coordinator Grant Chestnut coming over from Kennesaw State in his first season now, along with the new head coach Brian Newberry, they had known each other with their days at Kennesaw State. He's at the bottom.
All right, we back to the Browns game.
This is one to be in because Andy Reid has shown he can use guys all over the place in terms of how you want to be used.
Pressure. Yeah, I don't know who got the pressure there, but they did that thing when they're used to practice where you get a free run on the quarterback, and instead of sacking them, you jump so you can stop your momentum and not sack them. But this is 100% only in the free. Yeah, he jumps there because he's like, oh, let me not hit the quarterback, thinking he's at practice, and he's in the game, buddy.
Gabbert, he was able to get out of it and showed some speed, getting away, getting separation, and picking up the first down. Yards of the play. Gabbert took a hit on that one, trying to buy time to get that little screen underneath.
We missed that tackle.
Price with a couple catches here in the second half after a big drop in the first half.
Is that Jordan Elliott?
Yeah, then we've been told about Rice, and we've seen in training camp as he turns into a running back with the football in his hands. A bunch of yards there after the catch. Gabbert this corner.
No, that wasn't Elliott. That was I don't know. Kobe likes him. I mean, not Taven Bryant, but somebody.
Coming back with the catch and getting upfield after he had a drop in the first half. It led to an interception, but good job by him responding and talking to the trainers and doctors. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Healy, the ball carrier, will pick up the first down.
Man, shout out to Danny Shelton, man. Shout out to Danny Shelton. Still in the league. Yeah, Tristan Hill.
Marset has been one of the big play targets during the preseason. Keep your eye on number 82. He'll be at the top of your screen along with Justin Ross. Gabbert looking to his right.
Oh, they got tipped.
Matt Bushman can't make the catch in traffic.
Some pressure comes.
Duke Johnson is a very underrated player. I think somebody mentioned him in chat, but very underrated player. Was very solid everywhere he was.
They'll bring Prince. He's there to help protect just the left of Gabbert. Gabbert looking, gets it to Prince. Prince makes the guy miss. And goes up the sideline. See where they knock him out of bounds. It's going to be at the Browns' 48-yard line, forced out of bounds by Tony Fields.
For a 2-yard gain.
I said last time he had some pressure. This time a great pocket. Gabbert's able to look to his right, went through a double progression to his right, came all the way back to the left sideline, able to get the ball.
Yeah, I'm used to tackling in practice tackles. Right? That's a tackle in practice.
Allows that progression to work and Gabbert to pick up some yards.
Third down. Gabbert got hit on the throw. Was looking for Ely, but was affected by the contact as he released the football.
Hey, Maurice Hurst getting pressure, man.
They're going to go for it. And the Chiefs will go for it. Ball just inside Browns territory.
Why not?
Well, let's see if they actually run a play or if they're just trying to do a hard count to get an easy first down. You can always punt after the penalty, but they go for it.
Gabbert on fourth down. Take the play, looking for Smith.
There had to be a flag on that.
What was that? Was it early? Anybody who's complaining about play calling in the preseason, we don't need to argue with them. Like, just mark those people down and be like, okay, this is the guy who was arguing with me about play calling in the preseason. You know what I mean? That's if you're using the preseason play calls to be upset about play calling, you want to be mad about the play calling is my point. Because that's not a reasonable thing to be upset about in the preseason is the play calling. Everybody understands that you're not getting a real look at the play calling in the preseason.
Backer responded to it, decided to go to Smith Marset to the outside and got the DPI.
What preseason it's been for Amir Smith Marset.
We got three verticals to that side, you got trips. Smith Marset works up the inside into the numbers. Your outside receiver.
Something happened between 37 and 38.
On the defensive backs with three verticals to that side. Which one are you going to take? And it's a matter as a quarterback to pick the right one. That time Gabbert picked the right one. And he put an accurate throw up the seam.
A lot of extra points, man. It's been a high-scoring preseason game. Yeah. So again, back to my point about the play calling. Just recognize who those people are that are doing that right now. Remember their names and remember if they come up complaining about the play calling in the regular season, remember that they were thirsty to be mad about the play calling in the preseason. You know what I mean? you got to take what they say with a grain of salt because they're clearly don't want Kevin Stefanski to be successful. Yeah, was that AJ Green? Yeah, 37 and 39. That was the miscommunication. Oh, no, that was 37-38 on that last play. That's where the miscommunication was. Well, the good news is that none of these guys playing right now, we're going to have to worry about playing in the regular season, really. All right, Notre Dame.
Team starts at quarterback by far the most experienced at the position on the roster. Pitches it, and again the extra kid.
Oh my God, he fumbled.
And picked up by Kaiser. Take a look here. Was it inbounds when Kaiser scooped it up? Going to need to see it at the right angle. Extended discussion from the official crew here. And I believe Navy is going to catch their break.
Or at least if there are guys who are going to make the team that are playing right now, they're not going to be in the roles that they're playing right now. You know what I mean?
Talk about catching the break here.
Yeah, it's a fumble.
Clearly comes out here on the contact. There's Jack Kaiser right there. Has not possessed it yet. By the time he does, he's on the line. Lay a foul chasing, makes the big hit. That right foot goes into the white before he gets possession. I think it's a good call by the officials and a huge break for the midshipman.
And what you said is exactly correct. He needed to possess it fully, clearly, before he went out of bounds. And that was such a close bang call. Those are always the difficult ones. Brian Newberry making sure that he pleads his case. But in as many minutes, we'll have a second official review. So they will take another look just to ensure that they are absolutely.
I think the Browns were up like 22-3 by the time the starters stepped off the field. And they should have been up 22-3, by the way, against this version of the Kansas City Chiefs that they rolled out there. This should have been a domination. And they did the domination. So good on them. I don't think Cordell Patterson's coming to Cleveland to be a number 3 running back. And Kellen Mond is in the game now.
Daniel Wise in there, number 96. He's made a couple of plays today. All right, it's time for our annual preseason chat between QB1, Patrick Mahomes, and our Trent Green. Trent, take it away.
Hey, Patrick, appreciate you taking the time.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. I'm assuming you were waving to your little girl. You weren't waving up already.
Sorry, I was waiting for my daughter.
All right. Hey, talk to us about the process this season, about getting ready after winning a Super Bowl, winning an MVP. How did it all start over for you, and what was your mindset going into this offseason?
Yeah, I think it's just keeping the guys hungry. You know, it's always great to win with a lot of young guys, but now these young guys.
The Monstars is a funny joke. That's a funny joke.
I think what we learned from that is you just stay hungry throughout the entire year. I want to preach that to these young guys and tell them to take that next step. It's going to be really better this year if we want to go back and win that Super Bowl again.
And talk about the quarterback play. Shane Buechele, obviously in his 3rd year, been playing well. Blaine Gabbert is first year here, but a veteran guy, not a young guy, but new to the offense. How's the quarterback run been with the 3 of you?
Awesome. We let a great quarterback play the entire preseason.
Oh, Kellen. Oh, no, Kellen.
We want you to run out of it. Exactly. We'll just talk about the excitement.
Yeah, man, that's a textbook. Don't throw that in cover two.
Being here in Arrowhead on Thursday night against Detroit, kicking off the season.
Oh, it's going to be amazing to be able to get that banner.
My man threw that into triple coverage to somebody wearing the number 31. Do we gotta keep watching this, man?
Thank you for taking the time. Great talking to you. All right, take care.
All right, big thanks there, number 15. Mahomes will help out on the offensive side of the ball. DiCaprio Boodle, the interception. It's out for the Chiefs. They get a touchdown, the extra point for their first lead. It's there. Prince. And Prince is brought down the 11-yard line. Chris Oladokin in at quarterback. He hands it off there to Prince. And boy, Prince is starting to show some of the flashes we saw early in camp today.
Yeah, he's looked really good with the opportunities he's had. And another guy that's looked good, Oladokin. I know he had the interception in the first game, but
Oh, is that Oladokin from South Dakota State? He was the man in the FCS, man.
who knows what's going to
Oladokin was the man in the FCS.
Oladokin could be a guy that's around as well. So a lot of questions need to be answered here before Tuesday.
Well, Oladokin, if you think about him on a practice squad, he's a guy who can do the scout team quarterback and he can give you a bunch of different looks because he's a dual threat quarterback. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. He played really exceptionally well last week in Arizona. 563 yards and a quarterback rating of over 118. Oladokin moving to his left. He's going to throw. The first
Oladokin might be QB3 for the Browns. Oladokin. They get the Chiefs to lead. Dog, he wasn't even trying to throw it to 31. He was trying to force that shit to 82. Oh my God. Did 31 just run the wrong route and carry coverage into him? Is that what happened? That's what had to have happened. 31 had to have ran the wrong route. There's no way he should be coming across at that point. Maybe he was late. I don't know.
Wait, there's more?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
All of that rhymes with milkshake?
I mean, more or less.
Your grilled steaks cost way less than before. Join Uber One and save way more.
Book a work trip. Earn one key cash. Shake some hands. Do not forget to laugh. Book a getaway from work. Use one key cash. Order some sides. Do not disturb. Join One Key to earn and use rewards across Expedia, hotels.
Nah, 31 the wide receiver. I'm talking about the... I don't know what y'all talking about in chat. I don't know what y'all talking about in chat.
Ultimate Endless Shrimp is here with a limited time. New crispy dragon shrimp. one of 7 endless choices for just $20 right now. Only at Red Lobster. Welcome to fun dining.
Oh my goodness! Is this for real?
For these moments, every touchdown from every game, every Sunday afternoon.
Welcome back. Chiefs lead the Browns 30-29. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And a great third quarter for the Chiefs. They outscored the Browns 14-0.
Wait, did their safety just make an extra point? Is that what you guys were talking about?
Let's take a look around the AFC West, predicted by the city of Branson.
Well, this week we're going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. Released Derek Carr. Ended up signing Jimmy Garoppolo, who ultimately ended up having surgery but has been cleared and is now playing in the preseason. Drafted Tyree Wilson, 7th overall from Texas Tech. So they're continuing the overhaul that's going on there in Vegas as everyone's trying to play catch up with the Kansas City Chiefs. 7 straight division titles for Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
Justin Reed making a PAT in less attempts than K. York is nasty work. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Remember, we were all talking about everybody else in the division. What, the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill, and all of these changes going on around the division and how they're all going to get better. And the Chiefs just found a way and got it done and won, like I said, the 7th straight division. So the teams around the division said, hey, we've got to change it some more. So that's what they're doing. It all gets started here in a couple weeks, and I'll tell you how excited I am to get things rolling.
It's going to be very.
Look, I hope that K. York makes me look like an idiot and makes a lot of people on Twitter look like an idiot. I hope he becomes a generational kicker. I hope that he's on the team for the next 10 years and we don't ever have to worry about kicker again. But man, what I hope and what I see ain't the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, and what I'm hoping for, it don't feel like it's happening.
The company that you're in, he says, why try not to think about it? I'm worried about the games. And it's like, I get reminded of it every now and then, but he goes, that's unbelievable company.
Oh my God, he almost threw another one.
And the Bill Belichick. I mean, that's rarefied air. So what he's doing is pretty phenomenal.
He was trying to downplay, but then he didn't make the comment. He's like, come on, it's Tom Landry. Like, even for him, he's still got the fan in him that loves the game. To be associated with those names, the Mount Rushmore of coaches in the National Football League. Pretty special. He's got a lot left in the tank. Boy, with him and Patrick Mahomes.
Man, Bill Belichick got coached for like 3 more seasons to get that momentum.
It's been brought up several times. Like, Andy, how many more years are you going to coach it? And he's like, it's too much fun.
Yeah.
You have a guy like 15 back there, and the things you can do offensively to create.
Yeah, that's the thing. When people bring up the Phil Dawson thing, oh, Phil sucked his first 2 years. It's like, yeah, he could suck his first 2 years. The whole team sucked. K. York's not in that position. Again, why I thought it was dumb to draft the kicker in the situation that the Browns are in.
Second time, no one's even touched K-Dome.
Yeah, Nick Harris is having a terrible day. Nick Harris is having a terrible day.
Annual former 4th-round pick back in the 21 draft. Mon checks it down. Kelly with the kick. And he is stopped at the 37-yard line. Gain of 10 on the play, and then will force a punt for the Browns. This third quarter pitching a shutout, 14-0 in the third quarter. They were down 29-16 at the half. Smith Marset hoping to get a chance of a return. He waits at his own 10-yard line. Really high punt. Smith Marset's going to come up, field it at the 15. Makes one guy miss, and it's close to the 25-yard line.
Right there. I thought he was going to break it.
He's fun to watch.
You see the side go nuts right when he made that cut.
I thought maybe he's going to take it to the house. Last 3 seasons, the Chiefs have been a special run. Going back to the 2020 season, 14-2, most wins in franchise history. The following season, 12-5, host the AFC Championship game. Then last year, Super Bowl 57 champions, beat the Eagles in one of the all-time great Super Bowls, 38-35. They've got an injured player. Caleb Biggers, who had the pick 6 at the end of the first half. Looks like he's going to be okay. Good news. He hops up. When we started the preseason in our first open, we talked about Patrick Mahomes setting the bar that he says 2 Super Bowls is not a dynasty, that you got to get 3 before it's a dynasty. And it doesn't seem that this team has shied away from trying to repeat and trying to get that 3rd Super Bowl this year.
You know, they have not shied away at all. You know, whether you're talking to head coach Andy Reid, you're talking to Patrick Mahomes, any of the guys, they don't shy away from the fact that, like, okay, what's the perspective? What's the outlook this season? Like, we're trying to repeat. We want back-to-back. We want to go out and get it done. And as you said, they talk about it.
I was watching the mild defense of K York interviews. It seems like you were holding back on what I really think the whole vid. No, I Cam had a point that she wanted to express about K, and she wanted to, you know, get her point out about being patient with him and everything. And, you know, when I let somebody come on to the show, I bring them on to bring in their perspective. So I'm going to let my guests express their perspective on things to give you more options on what you feel like for the team. You know, that's why I bring people on. I don't want you just to think what I think or just to parrot the things that I think. I want you guys to be exposed to a lot of different viewpoints and a lot of takes that have, you know, legitimate things backing them up. And that's why I let Cam do her thing on that, because she did have a legit take about it. Appreciate the super chat though, pro. Professor Chaos.
We're gonna find the one piece and powers to handle anything.
You must say, hey, you were in the military? No, my grandpa was. He passed membership to my mom, then me. Oh, yeah. If your spouse, parent, or grandparent served, they can pass it to you. I'll check it out.
USA, the military community.
Instead of spending more, he spent less. Seemed obvious.
Why would a person spend more money?
He's 8 and he gets it.
I'm 10.
Well, that's less impressive.
We all have something we love. Could be our job, travel, sports. It could be anything. But here's the thing.
When it comes to football, game day has.
All right, man, we're just waiting for this game to end at this point. I guess I could talk. Let me talk about some of the rookies. Yeah, let me do that. I'll do that. We'll talk about some of the rookies and stuff. As far as stuff that we saw from some of the younger players, I thought Cedric Tillman had a couple of nice plays. You know, DeJuan Jones was fine out there. Nick Harris had a terrible day today. Anybody else of significance, a young player of significance? Diabite didn't get to do much today. Yeah, the young guys really. DTR was all right. I don't think he had his most impressive showing, but that's fine. He's the backup quarterback now. His job's kind of secure there. But yeah, the backups, you didn't really see much out of there. The backup defensive line, the backup defense, it didn't look super impressive. Ika had his sack, so that was pretty good for him. But nothing crazy. And as I say that, as I'm recording this video, Diabite does get a tackle for loss, so he did do that. So yeah, the young guys look fine, but I think the main thing to talk about today is the starters. And the fact is, when the Browns starters left the game, it was like 23 or 22-3 in the Browns' favor. And it should have been that way, right? The Kansas City Chiefs didn't play their full complement of starters. No Pat Mahomes, no Travis Kelce. And the Browns should have dominated in this sort of setting. And they did. And that's exactly what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to feel good about going into the season. And also, you got out of here, was able to play your starters for a good amount of time, and didn't get any major injuries outside of the whole Jakeem Grant thing. So, again, good news all across. Cade York, we'll see what they do with that going into the season. I expect a move to be made around the 53 deadline, whether he's going to stay or go. We're going to find out, but that's my thoughts on that. Let's get back to the game here.
As a college kid, it's the bright lights, it's the big league. You're nervous, you don't know what's going on, but being able to play through a full season, winning the championship.
Hey, Colin. Hey, no, not Colin. Shane Corinne. You got to stop copy and pasting in the chat. I'm going to time him out. Because he's been talking about Anthony Schwartz for 3 hours. Time him out. Professor Chaos says, I actually agree with her opinion, no offense. And I don't think her opinion is wrong, right? I don't think she's wrong for saying, hey, you should have more patience with the kicker, even if it's early because they're still a young football player. I don't think it's wrong. I just don't think it's the right place for where the Browns are right now, unfortunately. Some teams can go through those growing pains. Some teams can't.
You got 15 back out there, healthy, ready to go. The defense is ready to go, and we're just excited to go out there and kick some butt, man.
We're really excited for you. Congratulations on all the success in that first year. You just got to run it back now. No pressure, Trent. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, that's good stuff. Lots of last year's first-round pick out of Washington. Got to play in 11 games in the regular season. Dealt with an injury early on with McDuffie.
Not that they need to promo the game, but sign him up right now to do the promos for it. That was just off the cuff. That was just on the top of his head. He's ready to roll.
Well, it don't get it, and now for the first down. He would make the catch there. It's Ty Scott, rookie out of Missouri State.
We're going to go back to the play. Yes. All right. This is the Oladoga play. So the spin move, we get away one time. Let's spin back and go the other way. And then he gets a nice little block there by sometimes. This is like he's playing in the backyard somewhere. He's just same lob ball, continuing to buy time with his legs. Excellent job for the receivers, maintaining their vision with the quarterback and trying to get in an open lane and picking up the first down to keep this drive going.
Oladokin's done a lot of good things this preseason. I know that the ending.
I think Oladokin's going to be. I'm not joking. I think Oladokin might be Browns QB3. He has that mobile ability. They're playing in a similar offense to what Deshaun wants to do. A lot of overlap between the Chiefs system and everything.
Taking off and running, and he showed us. Sayan So says, do the contract restructures impact next week's roster moves? No. I mean, you're making bottom of the roster moves at this point. Appreciate the super chat, though, Sam. Sneakerhead says, if the offense plays the same as the last 6 games last year, but the defense is top 5, do we make the playoffs? So basically, if our defense is good, but our offense is buns, do we get in the top 5? Well, do we make the playoffs? How many games were the Browns out? Right, they need 2 wins. I don't think you beat Cincinnati.
You probably beat Pittsburgh. You finish 4-2. Who else did we lose to? Ika's hurt. That sucks. Who else did the Browns lose to? They lost to Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and the Saints. You probably don't lose to the Saints either. You might. You might have. Yeah, you might have. It's not out the realm of possibility. That's a great question, though, Sneakerhead. It's not the realm of possibility you would have made the playoffs with a better defense. Even with Deshaun not being the greatest at quarterback at that point in time. So, yeah. Yeah, because what? The defense... Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Yep. You don't lose the Jets game if you have a top 5 defense. I mean, he's just talking about the last 6 games, right? So we're not including the Jets game on that. But it's a great question. It is a great question. I think they would have come at least down. It would have came down to the last week of the season. That's what I say. I don't know if they make the playoffs because I don't know how the tiebreakers would have broken out if they would have won 5 out of 1. But I think they do make the playoffs if they win 5 out of 1, right? That's a 2-win improvement. It's 9 wins. We didn't have much tiebreakers, though. Yeah, so I don't know if they make the playoffs, but they definitely finish over 500. Dog, are you serious? It didn't record that? I am pissed. Okay, it recorded that. Oh, okay. I was about to be furious. Yeah, I mean, like if we're going back to the start of the season and saying, hey, the Browns, what if the Browns have a top 5 defense? Yeah, they clearly, I think they obviously make the playoffs at that point. But if we're just talking about the end of the season, it might be difficult. I think they dug themselves a little bit too deep of a hole. I think they had to go like 6-0 in order to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. What's your beef?
I love listening to the foreign language commentators because I can pick up a few words. They're always the names I know. And then the touchdown.
Notre Dame might be good this year, man.
It doesn't matter what the language is. I love hearing those calls.
Yeah, it's just a whole different presentation, right? And even between the two, there was a difference between the two.
It's so really short kick from Townsend. With the fair catch at his own 17-yard line. We're going to step away. We're coming back with more Chiefs preseason football.
He didn't go to college. I never asked for a raise. He didn't wear fancy shoes. I never took out a mortgage. His friends didn't belong to a country club. His parents didn't have a will. So he worked hard and invested wisely.
Hey, guys. You know what this preseason game is definitely coming down to? It's going to come down to a Cade York game-winning field goal. Again.
Number 1. It's earned in every wash and re-earned every day. America's #1 detergent.
This is Fast Twitch, an energy drink from Gatorade.
I can't take it from off.
Grams of caffeine, electrolytes, and zero sugar. Start fast with Fast Twitch, an energy drink from Gatorade.
Experience the NFL like never before. Even earn a tunnel walk with your favorite team. Apply for the NFL Extra Points credit card and live your rewards.
Yeah, GMFB is on the air.
Let's go, team!
Everybody feels like a winner today.
Wake up for all things football. This guy is a game changer, the best in the league. For celebrities who love football. Who's doing that game? They're an offensive juggernaut, and our crew that breathes football.
He could be the greatest in the league this season.
That's what I'm talking about. Now let him jump off and count. I don't even know that.
Good Morning Football, weekdays at 7 on NFL Network.
A little more than 10 minutes remain. The Chiefs lead the Browns 30-29. Here's our game summary presented by the University of Kansas Health System.
I mean, yeah, Kellen Mond got to do something to get it to that point, but
$29-14 and a half, and now with the lead.
uh-oh.
The ball carrier.
Oh, I forgot Hassan Hall didn't get cut yet.
And here they are with a 1-point lead as we get deeper into the fourth quarter.
When you think about how it started, right? The Browns had the ball, they fumbled the ball, then the Chiefs got the ball around midfield, they went down, they were able to get a field goal out of it. But then there was all lead room from that point. Building that 22-3 lead with some costly turnovers along the way. Chiefs have fought back, take the lead now here in the fourth quarter.
Good step. First down. Kellen Mond driving.
Catch to get to the 30-yard line and a Browns first down. Now, lots of things are going to be in play over the next few days. Roster cuts, practice squad. For more on that, let's go to Matt.
As we talk a lot about how important the 53-man roster is, we cannot discount how important the practice squad is as well, especially nowadays. Several years ago, the practice squad was only a few very young players, really didn't matter as much, but now it's 16 players. 6 of those can have unlimited experience. They can be veterans. So as this fourth quarter progresses here, we're going to find out who those players are going to be. And as we've seen with guys like Jeff Cochran and Nazi Johnson last year, just because you don't make the 53-man roster, you might make the practice squad, then get called up in week 6.
And
Super Bowl months later. So these guys playing right now.
Yeah, if Ika's hurt significantly, I think that does change whether, because I think they're going to keep Elliott. I think they're going to keep Hurst. I think they're going to obviously keep Dalvin Tomlinson and Shelby Harris. So maybe they keep a 5th defensive tackle. Maybe they keep Tristan Hill. I don't know what they would prioritize at that point.
This season is it's a puzzle that they're constantly working on to try to perfect the roster.
Well, that's a great point. It's a puzzle they're constantly working on, because just because you make the 53-man roster doesn't mean you relax.
No.
You can't relax at that point because it's continually changing. It may be nothing that you do or that you did, but because of another position that had an injury or they have to bring in somebody to try to fill a gap, it's like all of a sudden. So you just have to cherish every week you get, every opportunity you get, trying to make the most of it.
Third down for the Browns. Third down.
All right, let's get it. They're sending.
On the throw.
Good. Oh, God.
Comes in. Reese Taylor, I think, was in coverage. There he is, number 39. He had his hands on the receiver before the ball got there. Now, this is a new thing they're doing this year. So they only have one mic. The head referee, they're now allowing somebody else to come in, but he doesn't have a microphone, so we're not hearing what the penalties are. If you're frustrated at home, there's no microphone off. I think this is to prepare if there's an injury or something happens in game to one of the officials, that they're prepared to have somebody else come in and handle the job.
Well, I think it's an experience thing too. I think it's a good thing that the league's doing. The preseason is for the officials as well to get an opportunity for younger.
They getting the preseason. They getting the refs ready, dog. We at that point in the preseason. Hey, we gotta get our refs some reps with the ones. That's crazy. They talk about giving the reps with the ones. I guess it has to happen. You know what I mean? That's nuts. That's nuts.
We've done it back-to-back weeks now.
Mon, pressure's coming. Bros, catch made, I believe he was well out of bounds. Did not keep his feet in bounds. Joshua Kando was bringing the pressure for the Chiefs. Kando's had a good game.
It's another guy showing up. Turn on the tape. He's showing up on a lot of plays. So.
3rd and 13.
Third and 13 for the Browns. Mon. Gonna check it down, completes it.
Oh!
I believe he has enough, and he does.
How did they let that happen? See, for those of us who are worried about the tackling for the third stringers for the Browns, ladies and gentlemen, that's just the fourth quarter of a preseason game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if they could tackle, they wouldn't be third stringers.
All right, we're going to step away, and we'll figure out who the injured player is and get you an update on that when we come back.
With Amazon's back-to-school deals, you can save money by spending less of it.
Makes sense.
Huh? I see what you did there.
What?
What?
I don't get it.
At PNC Bank, you can find us in big cities and small towns across the U.S., where our focus is to always support the people who live and work there. Because you call these communities home, and we do too. PNC Bank.
It's the final tune-up before the season. NFL Network's got 6 live games. Big names and rising rookies. Now is the time to show what they've got. Week 3 of the NFL preseason, live on NFL Network.
Attention, all students. In this game, there's a
Yo,
question for
I can't say the words because I'll get copyrighted. Yeah. Nope, that's not the thumbnail.
Is it?
Dog. Okay, we're getting rid of everybody who's talking about Anthony Schwartz. All right, Shane's out. Shane's gone. That's Shane. Shane's gone. All right, who else was in here? Okay, Del G. Let me see. Were you talking about Anthony Schwartz more than this? Okay, Del G's fine. Shane's gone though. By the way, Shane, that's not a preseason ban. That's a perma ban, bro. You just got perma ban over Anthony Schwartz. That's a sad way to go out.
Therapy, hydro massages, spray cans, and more. Visit Chiefs.
Sad way to go out.
First and 10 for the Browns.
His fate, much like Anthony Schwartz. Cut.
They set up the screen. Still on his feet inside the 30, brought down at the 28-yard line. Greeny, a rookie, plays college ball in Albany, in upstate New York. We've got another Chief slow to get up. That's Fatu Kosi. We were just talking about a made play a few moments ago in the Chiefs defense. He seemed to get up pretty quickly, able to walk off on his own with just a little.
Hey, y'all, if y'all want to ask questions for Q&A, because I got to do a Q&A after this, go to the community tab and ask your questions right now on the latest Q&A prompt. So if you could do me that favor, if y'all got questions, we got 500 people in here. We got at least 10, 20 questions between everybody. Go to the YouTube community page and find the latest question prompt and then drop your questions there. I think I'm going to put a prompt out on Twitter as well. Yeah. The last one was 2 days ago. Drop your questions on that one, because I got to get some questions done before I head out to this game.
I get so lucky to pull all the stars of the Chiefs team to talk to Chiefs Kingdom live right now. This guy, Jared McKinnon, a huge leader amongst this offense and just team in general. We're excited to have you. Chiefs Kingdom excited to have you back for yet another season. What are your expectations headed into 2023?
Win the division, win another Super Bowl. It's that simple. Obviously, this year's team is different from last year's team, but it's a lot of carryover. A lot of the younger guys are now a year older.
Browns in scoring range. K. York can be the difference.
A lot of football. So, just looking forward to putting it all together. It's been a long camp. Like I said, got a lot of new faces, a lot of great talent that we added to the team, and just getting excited, getting ramped up for the first game.
Let's talk about your mindset headed into this season. Last year, you were kind of dynamic. I don't think people.
I'm going to the Jackson State game. Jackson State, South Carolina State.
You ended last season, I think, 6 straight games with a touchdown, almost won the Super Bowl. But you helped us win, so that's okay. We're not going to talk about it. What's your expectation headed into this year, knowing that you have a crazy streak and really help that team get that Super Bowl win?
For me, just to continue to
Oh, Watkins almost had it.
carry that momentum from last year. Each and every day come to work and find a way to get better. So, that's my mindset. As I get older, just taking it up a notch.
All right, Kate, make the field goal.
Like I said, winning the Super Bowl.
Back to back to back. I think Chiefs fans would like that. All right, one last question, a fun one. Any funny camp stories or anything that's happened this offseason or preseason that Chiefs Kingdom would love to know? Any guys acted out, being funny? Any secrets we can have some insight into?
I mean, the funniest room amongst the team is the running backs, of course.
Who's the funniest? You?
No,
Good job, Kate.
He's a rookie. He don't really say much. We took it amongst ourselves to give him a new name, Darrell. We got a route called the Rail Route, and it seems like every day he's catching one of those for a long touchdown in practice. So we nicknamed him Darrell. We apologize to his parents. They already know. They're cool with it. We appreciate your support. But Clyde's probably definitely the funniest, so I give it to Clyde.
All right, you guys go joke around, have some fun in this last preseason game, and we'll see you here very soon.
Probably going to come down to Kate again. I don't see this defense holding.
take that next step. And that's not an easy task opening up the season, coming here against the defending Super Bowl champions, and they'll be ready. And then you look at go on the road at Jacksonville, a team that came in here at Arrowhead in the division round and took that game down to the fourth quarter. Chicago is going to be improved. The Jets, obviously a lot of attention there with Aaron Rodgers, Minnesota, and what they've been able to do on both sides of the football, putting up a lot of points. Denver with changes at the head coach. So you go down that list, and there's a story for every team. And as you mentioned, Ari, you're getting every team's best shot when you're the defending Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, absolutely. They will have to be ready for each and every one of their opponents. I mean, you're not just the defending Super Bowl champs. They are the measuring stick as the best franchise in the National Football League. I think no one's going to give you much of a debate on that. They've dealt with high expectations around here for quite a while, and they've dealt with them beautifully. So expectations remain very high for Chiefs Kingdom. So 4 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the game. Chiefs trail 32-30. Oladokun in there. So far, he's 5 for 6 for 37 yards and a touchdown. He's looked good. Oladokun completes it. Isaiah Gaithings, rookie out of Middle Tennessee State, makes the catch. He was a late signing during training camp.
You want to manage the clock. You've got the 2-minute warning. You've got all 3 timeouts. There's no need to be in a big hurry. You don't want to score too quickly, where all of a sudden Cleveland gets the ball back. They have 3 timeouts, that kind of thing. So just do your normal tempo. Just tell everybody, let's just relax. Let's run our offense. We've got plenty of time. And just execute.
Future and Coyle Ray says, I just wanted to say I appreciate you so much. Love, bro. Appreciate you, man. Love to you, man.
So now, less than 3.5 minutes remain. Chiefs got to find a way to get 2 points. Like to close out the preseason with a win. Third down.
Flag, yep.
Intended target. The Biggers in coverage for
Mr. Biggers.
Oladokun recognized that the pressure was going to come, so he changed the protection at the line and brought an extra
Press
block.
interference. Defense number 39. First down is 5 foul.
Well, they put our regular official back in the game, so he had
did, yeah.
But recognizing the protection, changing it up front, and then seeing the one-on-one to the outside and putting it up to give Freifogel an opportunity to make a play.
First and 10, the Browns' 47-yard line. Oladokun pressure's coming, gets rid of it, and it's caught. The guy missing, he's out of bounds. At the 23-yard line, back-to-back good plays there for Ty Freifogel, the former Indiana Hoosier.
There we go, Ari. There we go. Bring that up. I like it. Good job by Freifogel getting separation. That was just a back shoulder throw. Good job by Oladokun with the timing of the throw. But Freifogel with the spin move, as you see, Big Ten receiver of the year in 2020. You need an opportunity to showcase here at the end of the game.
First and 10. It's Prince. Prince gets those legs turning, gets to the 20-yard line.
I got to stop the clock now.
Well, you mentioned
how many timeouts the Browns got? 2 or 3? 3?
Well, it's also managing it if you're the Browns, right? You've got the 3 timeouts. You use them up before the 2-minute warning to try and save as much time as possible. I think a lot depends on what happens on this play here in the second down.
Duncan.
Oh, big time.
Lost on the play.
And that's the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
It's the exact time you don't want to take a sack in the 2-minute drill in that spot. Ika's back in. Cool.
Just look at all these new limited time combos, like steak and hot honey chicken or filet and snow crab. Mate, these bonds are new combos.
So here's the one thing, right, about interceptions in the preseason. You have to be careful who you're giving credit to them. A lot of the times we always give credit to the guy who catches the interception. In some cases, I would say 45 to 50% of those cases, it's valid. But a lot of times it's the quarterback that throws a bad ball that just gets intercepted because the DB's just there. Or it's like a tip ball that wasn't created because of the guy who caught the ball. When it comes to Ronnie McLeod's interception and Bigger's interception, they were more of the latter of the two, right? So it's nice that they caught it, but I don't know how much that factors into their judgment down the line. Cool. Ika's back out there. That's great to see. Do I think Kate will make it if the situation... I want to see Cade make it if he gets put back in that situation he was against the Eagles, right? You know what I mean? Why not? I would love to feel fine about the kicker situation. I don't want to be in this position where I'm arguing about whether I'm right or wrong about the kicker. Like, I'd rather just have a guy who makes the kicks that he's expected to make.
Back to Arrowhead for the final 2 minutes. Browns Chiefs. Here's Ari Wolf and Trent Green.
High. It's the start of the regular season. Everybody has high expectations at that time of year, and then the atmosphere of here being the defending Super Bowl champs and opening up here in Kansas City.
Duncan with time. Moves to his right. And runs up on the way in the area of the tie sky. Chiefs will attempt a field goal to take the lead with a minute 52 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
They let Justin Reed kick the go-ahead extra point. They're not going to let Justin Reed.
A 44-yard attempt for Harrison Butker.
All right.
I got to feel if you ask Justin Reed, he would not be scared at the moment.
All right, man. Are we going to get a 2-minute drill? Are we going to have to see it come down to this? Is Harrison Butker going to get that lemon booty? Nah, he hit it straight down the middle. All right, Kellen Mond. All right. And hide the user from the channel. Let's go. Let's get the win, dog. I've had this tattoo for a year. I don't even feel like it.
Steve Kaiser and John Muro. Our directors, Andy Goldberg.
All right, Kelly Ma.
Associate Director Matt Kusher. And a special shout out to our technicians, Lisa Settles, Mookie Murray, Dean Indra, and David Wall. And of course, to my man in the booth, our spotter, the one and only Mike Fox. Thanks, Foxy. And sure, we got other people to thank too. It starts at the top. Clark Hunt, Mark Donovan, the entire coaching staff, plus Brett Beach, everybody allowing us to come and do these games. It's so fun every year to spend the month of August doing all things Chiefs. And a big kick there from Buck doing.
I agree with you, Art. It's very special. Been doing these games for a long time, and you mentioned the front office. The fact that we get Clark Hunt to come in and talk with us during the preseason game. Mark Donovan comes in and talks with us.
All right, man. K York legacy game right here.
That really opens things up for Chiefs Kingdom to hear from their leaders.
Which is great. And just the access, and they just go out of their way to make sure we have all the tools necessary to tell the story of the team. Great being out of training camp out of St. Joe's. Let's see if the Chiefs can't end the preseason on a high note, come up with a defensive stuff. Bringing pressure, Mott running for his life. And that's it for place. Looking for Austin Watkins. Deion Bush was bringing the pressure. There is a flag on the far side of the field at the 44-yard line.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 29. 5-yard penalty, but I've had it first down.
All right. Big time.
Jackson guilty of the penalty, the third-year man.
Lamar Jackson?
Let's go.
Didn't really see it from that angle. That's the official that told it was on that sideline, so he had a different view of it than we did, but nothing that showed up in
First down line. Trying to check it.
Oh, God.
Looking for Felton. Felton didn't look ready for the football. Kind of caught him by surprise, unable to make the catch.
Well, he wasn't ready for the football.
Can Cade make it from 80?
Now he stayed in on protection. Excellent job by Chris Williams getting pressure. Forcing him to throw that ball early.
Second and 10.
Middle open, middle field open. Stay in. Don't roll. Stay in, step. There we go. Middle open. There you go. You got it.
46 yards.
You saw the linebacker crash inside. It's vanilla cover 2 out of a 4-3. You saw the 2 high safeties. You knew middle was going to be open. All you had to do was be patient, step up, hit that middle of the field, wait for that window to hit. Throws the screen, has a couple blockers, and he cuts. Oh, my God. Nope. I know in college it's a penalty to continue playing after your helmet got ripped off. It might be hands to the face on the Chiefs.
Personal foul, grasping the helmet opening. Defense number 52.
Oh, ear hole. Face mask, basically.
He's trailing behind the play. Let's see. Yeah, it is Truman Jones. It's 57, not 52. But what they call
Face mask. I mean, if you grab the fucking helmet and you rip it off somebody's head, you clearly, what do you mean it doesn't look like a face mask? The helmet came off because of his hand. What is this guy talking about? No, it's a flag in college football. If you don't go down in the NFL, you could play through not having a helmet.
keeps it on the ground. Makes a guy miss. He's brought down at the 25-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. And the Chiefs burn one of their timeouts, figuring if Cleveland scores, they want to have some time left to respond.
30 seconds left. Clock operator, 26 seconds to 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Thank you. I think Andy's going back to the previous play, trying to get some explanation
I'd see if somebody could make a play here in the preseason with some kind of defensive play. Close this one out as they cling to a 1-point lead. Just a minute, 3 seconds to go.
Do not take a sack.
Jones was bearing down on him, so he just threw that one into the ground. It's going to bring him third down.
Third down, and it stops the clock with the incomplete pass. The Chiefs able to hang on to that timeout.
Third and 2. Run it. Run it. Oh, they're empty. Middle open, easy. Oh, you just dropped it. All right, Kate. Do the damn thing, Kate. Just kick a good ball. This is makeable, man. 45, 47. Yeah, bad ball. That's on mine. We know he sucks. Yep.
And the Chiefs with a 1-point lead, just 54 seconds, and they're going to come
About right.
Great to see the Chiefs celebrating on the field. This ball, this kick had no chance. York just missed it.
Well, York was indicating that he thought somebody got their hand on it. Got a piece of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, somebody obviously blocked it. The wind direction is going the opposite way. The ball, it obviously got blocked, but sometimes that could be on the kicker. Either way.
I know we're going to get out here quickly. Just a big thanks to you, Trent. I love talking football with you, and I appreciate how much fun you make it every year.
Another great preseason. Always enjoy it. Thanks, Art.
Yeah, man. That Thomas Dalton says we cannot keep York. It's insane at this point. Yep. Well, I don't have to re-edit that video. Yep.
6 p.m. Eastern Time.
I don't know, man. Did it get blocked? Thank you for the super chat, Thomas. Did it get blocked, man? I don't know. I don't care. It's one of the worst preseasons I've seen a single person have ever. Yeah, I mean nobody had to jump to block the kick, so it's on Cade York. That feels like it's on Cade York. Goodness gracious.
Brown starters did play, but Phil did not. Garrett did not. Watson, they're going to try to get that corrected. We'll see more from him in a moment. Bring the Chiefs. Shane Bouchel into the game, and he gets kicked off by a guy very familiar with Arrowhead Stadium. That is former Chief Juan Thornhill. He goes back for 6 and gives you the yeah. Fan. Oh, wow. Listen, let him hear it after that one. And then that was a good throw. He's going to get shipped again here. Can we get that? We're going to start a petition for team interception. That's a team interception right there. I'm in on that. Team interception. I like that. Looking for Cornell Powell, but it's Rodney McLeod with the pick. So off the interception, now things get cooking for Watson. Saving the jokes with that big hop. See,
it's beautiful. I mean, I never recognized if you pointed out that hop plant.
Oh, stability right there. Where is there?
We got Mighty Mulatto who says, "Fool me once, shame on me." Oh no, we gotta do fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. Can we get fooled again? Can we get fooled again? I feel like we can get fooled again. Yeah, I mean, like I look, Cade York might be here. Here's for real what I'm saying with Cade. He might become a good kicker somewhere. It ain't gonna be here, man. Like, let's be honest about it. He done missed too many kicks here for him to ever get over anything mentally in a Cleveland Browns uniform. Real talk. I've said this before. I've said it again. It's the same thing. He's missed too many kicks here. He's never going to get that fixed here. It's never happening. He's going to just keep doing this until we cut him. He needs to go somewhere else. He will not be a successful kicker for the Cleveland Browns. Maybe somewhere else, he gets a fresh start, gets the clean slate. Hey, works out for a lot of people. But as far as like him becoming a great kicker here, that dream's done, man. He's stunk too much. People are going to boo this dude when he goes out to kick now. What are we doing here? I understand you want players to develop, but when a player has stunk in front of our faces, you can't keep going with that. Get rid of him tonight. Don't even allow him to fly back with the team. Get that man his flight back. But yeah, I mean, it's similar principle. Hey, I guess the one thing you could say is at least he showed us in the preseason, like, you know, why we got to move on from him. At least we didn't have to. If they move on and they end up better off from it, we'll at least have found this out in the preseason. And that's better than finding out in the regular season. Yeah, I mean, I'm arguing with Hayden Grove right now about like, do the Browns need a kicking coach? The fact is, no NFL team has a kicking coach. No NFL team. Hell, college teams don't even have kicking coaches. Because the answer is obvious. If your kicker can't make the kicks, get a new kicker. Yeah, there's nothing else I can offer there. Do the Ravens have a kicking coach? They also have Justin Tucker. It's just too many excuses. So, like, there's too many excuses. Like, oh my gosh. All right.